So this is for you.
Oh shit, with the vine on it.
It says
That's cool.
it says mornings are a drag. Now
Yeah,
this is from Pink Flamingos, but in honor of multiple maniacs, I got this for
yeah.
you.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that.
No problem. And because in oops, on on the Blood on Satan's Claw episode, I said learn your fucking demons, kids. I bought you a book of like the history of demonology.
Oh
It's
shit, that looks dope as
it's
fuck, man.
it's called Pandemonium.
Satanica Pandemonium.
Yeah, it's so a visual history of demonology. So you can
Thank you,
learn your
man.
fucking demons.
That looks dope. Thank you
Yeah,
so
so
much.
I've had they've been on my desk for a couple weeks, and I'm like, because I don't know how to send them, and I'm like, I need Miguel to know that they're here and that they're for him.
I completely understand. I have a bag of stuff that I was supposed to send you since Ghoulish Fest, and I've been meaning to send it to you. Just haven't gone to the post office. But in that same regard, I want to show you something. One second here. Um, just sent you something to your Gmail address. I use the 1977 The Hills Have Eyes email just because
Mhm.
it's the quickest one.
I feel like me personally, it takes
Uh,
my inboxes the longest to receive an email. Like you
yeah, like you
fully,
like refresh, and nothing.
yeah, and like anything else I could get. Okay, here it's here. What the fuck? Where where is this from? Oh my god! That's a.
a
Please
while
explain.
a while back you made a comment, just an offhand comment, that you wish somebody would draw you in this specific thing, like in a phone surrounded.
The lamp is what fucking kills me. Oh my god, this is amazing.
So a bunch of us got together and got Brian to do the artwork. And so I've ordered a physical print for you, and it's going to be arriving within a week or so. But
Oh my god, that's oh my god, that's fucking amazing. I cannot say anything else other than just everything about this. Oh my god.
I think he did an amazing fucking job.
Absolutely.
And I had him put the mink stole on there for you.
I
I told him about your favorite color. Um,
absolutely maroon, yes.
we had to add the genie there, and then he got all the shrimp cocktail at the bottom there with the sauce. I think he captured you perfectly with the smile.
I think so. Oh my god.
And so I know that you're working towards getting some art for your podcast, and I thought it might not work, but I
No.
thought it's an option for you, right? Like if you wanted to use it for you.
Oh my god. Yes, absolutely yes. Oh, I'm
And
just
they
in.
they asked the crew asked me, or I asked them because I knew you were looking for some art. I said, could we give it to him earlier, because I was afraid that you were going to get with an artist that you didn't like. That's what I was telling you yesterday, that let me reach out to an artist. So we've been working on this for a while, and this is supposed to be for your birthday. This is an early birthday present.
That's amazing. I I I personally could not have thought up anything better than that.
No, but
I
you
mean
did. You literally did. This was your idea. I just want to say that I
but
want to give
kind
you the
of.
credit. Yeah. Also, they did ask me. They said they wanted to hear how you reacted to it. I told them I would record it, but then after that, I would talk to you and see how you felt about putting it in the Patreon episode.
That's so
It's up to you. So you don't have to answer now. Just think about it or whatever,
okay. That's totally
because I
fine
know
with
that's
me,
the
but
it's a raw emotion. I love
Gun
it,
to
man.
my head, I could have never imagined something like this would ever happen to me.
Yeah, I can't wait to share it in the Discord. Or you can share it in the Discord if you like. But yeah, man, I think he fucking knocked it out of the park. And so if you do decide to use it, then you just have to get some lettering, and you can add it on the top or the bottom or whatever. I can help you with that too.
I can't express to you enough how much my fucking neck hurts. It's like just in such shock and awe to be honest. Oh my
Yeah. So I thought, yeah, man. You said it in the Discord, and we're like, we want to make that happen for Anthony.
like the martini glass, the shrimps, the
Yeah, the shrimp.
lamp, this mink, like the glasses, the smile. This is so fucking amazing. Thank you everybody who participated in that. Thank you anybody who had anything to do with that, because that's I don't know, it's a weird you know how you if somebody peed on you, you'd be really shocked? Like that's the kind of shock that I'm feeling. Like, what the fuck?
So we as a group just peed on Anthony, and he's like, "What?
Absolutely.
Okay."
And here I am saying thank you. What does that say?
Oh man, yeah. Well, I'm glad that we were able to start the recording off this way, with the ceremonial exchanging of gifts.
Shit, I can't believe it.
So, like I said, I had 2 physical copies sent to your address. They're A4 size, which is a standard paper size, so you can find them anywhere. Frames, I should say, and I also have a frame coming to you as well. So that's going to be coming to your address within the next week or so. But this file that I sent you, you should be able to use it anywhere for any of your printing needs. Like if you want to do a sticker with it, or whatever you want to do with it, it's quality enough to print it up.
I can't wait to make an audiogram with that intro I sent you.
Oh yeah. Oh, with this, oh fuck yeah! Like this looks so delicious. It's
like
like evilly like Black Phillip delicious.
like this guy's living deliciously, and
Exactly.
I love what he has going on. Like,
Exactly.
god damn, oh my god, the legs crossed, the shrimp, like
Like you
I
want to listen to this guy talk. Like,
oh my god.
okay, cool. All right, I think I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go? Oh shit! How are we even going to start this one?
I don't know. um
Black cats and goblins and
hell no.
got him. No man, that was good.
I
I was
felt
like,
so
yo,
tricked.
trick or treat, motherfucker.
For real, for real.
I was like, yo, I still have to record my part of it. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna put it in the beginning. It flows so smooth. It's to me, it's so smooth. It's like you finish, you have a little chuckle, and then the music. I love it. I was very proud of myself on that one.
Honestly, it's fine. Like it works, but I I was
I'm sorry.
bamboozled.
I'm sorry. That was a dick
But
move. I apologize.
but I did the same thing last week, the week before. So I'm like, oh damn, is that what it feels like? Welcome
Already
to
messed
my
up. Sorry.
perfect. I love it. It's just, we got it. We did it live. No. All right. So, welcome to my 70's Confessional, the reunion episode where Miguel Myers ATX and me, Anthony Jerome M, discussed one iconic horror movie for each year of the 1970s. And we're here to talk about everything we went through, everything I was subjected to, and everything in between. Hello again, everyone. Hello, Miguel.
Hey, Anthony, how's it going, man?
Going pretty well.
So what if the last time I saw you, you were ass up in a pool, We had just gotten into a fight. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
just trying to.
yeah.
I'm thinking of Bad
You
Girls Club, which I never
you
saw.
called me the N word, and I don't think you should.
You're out of pocket right there.
This is just so everybody knows. I can take it further. Just if
No, 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 no. That's my fault for starting something I shouldn't have started. So
you
because
spit in my face.
so we just recorded our last episode last week, so you guys should be getting it soon or soonish, or you probably had it already. Time is a flat circle.
Hmm. It already
Um,
happened. Yeah.
it already happened, or it hasn't happened yet for you. It's happened for us. It hasn't happened for you. That's weird. Um, so we wanted to get together because we don't want it to end. I had so much fun doing this
Absolute
show.
same.
So we wanted to get together and kind of have an episode where we could just chill, joke around, not have it be so, not have a format. Even though I love my format, I love our format. It's great to just be able to hang out with Anthony. Like I get to hang out with Anthony every week. Y'all don't know what you're missing. So we get to keep that going. And we wanted to do a couple things. First, we wanted to go over the scores of each movie and then see if they've changed, because I know Anthony has expressed some, has said in the past that some of his scores may have changed.
I
And
saw the
then,
errors of my ways. I know I fucked up some, and I'm here to admit it.
thank you. And then I know he also we kind of left you guys on a cliffhanger on the last episode where we didn't go over the sliding scale, the ultimate, the ending scale for Anthony for the 70s. So we're gonna go do that, and then we put a call out on Twitter and Patreon and Instagram
Discord.
and the Discord for questions. So we got a little Q&A session. Thank you everybody who submitted their questions. I honestly thought nobody was going to reply, but I was like, fuck it, let's try it.
Right.
But
Like we got a few to get through.
yeah, some very nice people asked some questions. That was very nice. And then we have a surprise announcement for you guys, but you got to wait to the end. Got to listen to the end. I'm sorry. And don't skip. Don't skip to the end, all right?
I'm leaving planet Earth. There, I said it. I said it. You heard it here first. I'm
On a
off.
rocket
I'm off
ship.
this. Fuck this rock. Fuck this raggedy rock. No.
So I guess let's go into it. Anthony, let's start with the 1970 Multiple Maniacs. So you when we first saw it, so all these scores are out of 5 upside down crosses.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So actually you did for this one, you changed it up to brown crucifixes, which I did not appreciate. And if you've seen Multiple Maniacs, you know why. But so you said, yeah, go ahead.
That's some of my best work, I have to say.
So you were at 2 upside
Mm-hmm.
down crosses, upside down brown crucifixes out of 5 for Multiple Maniacs. How do you feel about the movie now, and has that changed for you at all?
So, because this was our first episode, I watched the movie I think maybe 4 or 5 times before we recorded, and I think maybe having to watch it, I don't something about watching it so many times in one week, it definitely affected my brain because I
Yeah.
because after not watching it for a week, I was like, God damn, I want to watch Multiple Maniacs again. Like I was good, I was going through withdrawal. So I initially gave it a score of 2. However, I have to go back up to I have to go up to a 3.5 because
Damn,
um yeah,
that's a
because
big
this
jump.
yeah, this movie, it's funny. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous, and I it throughout this entire process, I've come to learn that some of the things that I don't like the most are things that I clearly see myself in. So this absolutely ridiculous fucking picture, I was like, no, not for me. It's because it kind of is me at some point.
Uh-huh.
Give me a little brown liquor and then I'm divine or something. So so I think I didn't want to see myself in this movie, and I kind of did. I don't know. So
Okay.
I don't know. Also, it's just funny and ridiculous. It's no investment. It's not serious, but it still kind of is serious and cool in moments. So I think that there's a lot to like about it, even if you, there's a lot there's a lot to like about it, even though there's a lot you'll probably dislike about it.
It's a deeply flawed movie, but it is still like a very important movie. And we said it multiple times on the episode. Like, it's not a good movie, but like
Yeah.
it's an important movie, and like people should see it and understand where it came from and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm not gonna get into it because we went into it on the actual episode, but great, that's good. And I say it later on when somebody asks us the question, but I want to say to you, like, this is what I love about doing the show with you, is that you do change your opinions. Like, you kept an open mind throughout the whole show, which I loved, and then you change your opinion if it did in fact need changing. Like, you held strong, like, on the shit that you didn't like, but if if something changed your mind, you were open to changing, which is awesome, because not a lot of people do that. People like have their opinion of something, and then just it stays that way forever. You know?
Yeah. And like the thing of it is, changing my opinion on the 70s, all that really means is there's more movies and shit for me to watch. So like if I change my opinion, I have more content to consume. So it's like, why be stuck?
Yeah, awesome. So I think I gave it three upside down brown
Yeah.
three upside down brown crucifixes. I'm kind of firm on that one. So, um, and then actually we didn't. I was going back to the episode. I don't think we did the scale, but I know that you started at 0, right?
Yes, correct. Yes.
So let's do the baseline scale. And for those that don't remember, the we had a sliding scale that I asked Anthony about. I think I started in the third episode, um, how he felt about the 70s, based off of the movie we just saw. And so he started at a 0, like before going into the movie. So then the next episode was 1971, The Blood on Satan's Claw. This was a fun movie for me. I love got
Mhm.
not got the chord. I still cannot remember,
Damn.
dude.
Hey, so let me tell everybody, Miguel has had the hardest time saying folk horror since we recorded Blood on Satan's Claws. And like,
That was like 10
excuse me.
years ago.
Yeah, right. That was 10 years ago. He could not say the words folk horror to save his life. And throughout the entire series, he those words could still not come to it's like he like his mind was like, I don't know those words. Why are you trying to say them? Like his words like
Yeah,
no. His brain was like, no, we don't
yeah.
agree.
Um, okay, but I put it in the document now. Now it says folk horror.
Here, let me help
Um,
you out.
thank you. You just bolded it. It probably underlined as well too.
Right.
Uh, so, oh shit, what's going on? You took it away. Anyway, regardless. So yeah, so the Blood and Satan's Claw was a folk horror that I love the genre, the subgenre folk horror. Um, I I don't know how I don't remember how new to it you were, but I it's one of my favorites. So what's your general impression of this movie? Because I know we have some questions, a question or two later on about of the 10 movies we saw, which was your best. So we'll get
Mhm.
to that. But just in general, how do you feel after this whole thing about the Blood on Satan's Claw?
So like after this whole thing, I like it. I gave this score 3 upside down crosses out of 5. My score is gonna stay the same on that, but
Okay.
that's because this movie, um, it's just like it was my first entry into folk horror that I knew was folk horror. Like the Blair Witch Project, that's absolutely folk horror. I just had no idea at the time that I saw it. But knowing that this movie is folk horror, having an understanding of what folk horror is, and liking it just already, this movie is it delivers. It it is not spectacular. There are scenes in this movie that really like I don't like it, but
Mm,
because it made me feel such a strong emotion, I'm like, okay, well, you did your thing. I don't like it, but you still did it. And the score remains absolutely the same. It's still a solid 3. I think
mm.
if you haven't seen it, definitely give it a watch, especially if you like movies from the 70s. If you know you like folk horror, this movie's going to be up your alley in some way somehow. So, yeah, that's what I feel about that movie. And what about you?
Yeah, the same for me. Like, it's mine was 4, and it's gonna stay a 4. Uh, it's a lot of problematic stuff. Well, I don't know. Remember if there was a lot of. Oh yeah, there was a lot of
It was enough.
SA. Right? Yeah. So it's
The
a
essay
problematic
and the
movie.
child.
That's right. That's right. Um, so it had problematic stuff, which originally, took it off the score for me, because it was like, honestly, it's like, come on, can we not have as much in here? Um, but but yeah, it's still a great movie. I recommend everybody watch it. I mean, I love folk horror so much. Like, I've recently watched like Ken Russell's The Devils, which was made in I think 1970 or 71, and I honestly wish that we would have done it for this movie. But when I
Mhm.
first looked it up, it doesn't show up as horror, but I think it's absolutely horror. And so I would recommend like 70s folk horror, like 60s and 70s folk horror is where it's at, man. It's so fucking good.
Is the devil's
Um,
in Spanish?
no, The Devils is English. It's a like English, you know.
Okay, I'm thinking of another movie then.
Yeah, and then even we even watched another kind of folk horror movie, and it was also nunsploitation.
Mm-hmm.
Later on in the series with Satanical Pandemonium. So I loved it. So yeah, so AJM gave it a 3. I give it a 4. We're gonna stick to that. And then the scale, it wasn't. We didn't bring it up yet, so we started at 0, and we're gonna stay at 0 for that. So then I think this is like the first time that Anthony was like, "Yo, I found a movie that I loved," and it was
Yeah.
Blackula from
Mm-hmm.
1972. What do you think, Anthony?
It's a okay. Yes, it's not a great movie, but it is still a good movie. It is absolutely worth the watch. Also, I love vampire movies. Like so, I love Vampire in Brooklyn was my absolute shit as a kid. So
Yes.
Blackula just seemed like I love Blackula as well. And this movie, I just love the way that they portray black people in this movie because it's not something that you really get to see these days anymore. And so for this movie to not involve single parent households or drugs or anything like that, it was so refreshing, even though this movie is so old. And just the opening of this movie is so fantastic. It was great. 3.5. It could probably be a 4, honestly, but I'm gonna stick with that 3.5. But I think other people are gonna like this movie a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, like you're saying, like this showed black joy, like
Mm-hmm.
we haven't seen a lot in horror movies, and it was just so much fun to watch. Like this was peak 70s fashion, music. Like AJM went out and bought a capelet after this episode.
I do have a capelet. No.
And then we were talking about Skillet earlier. Skillet is a character that we absolutely love.
He's one
Um,
cool cat for sure.
Prince Mama Walde was so fucking dope, like so cool, like so like regal, like he's literally a
Hmm.
prince. And man, I just love the movie. Like it has its faults as well. Like any movie, like there's not a lot of fives, like perfect horror movies. There's not a lot of them. And so when I say it's not a perfect movie, it's not being derogatory towards it. It's just letting you know that I understand it has its faults, but even with its
Hmm.
faults, I love the movie. And
Yes.
so you were at 3.5. I was at 3.5 as well. That was the first time we synced up. Our horror cycles synced up.
I
So
knew it. I knew it.
we're full werewolf now. Ow. And I haven't even been drinking. I'm just
Right. Yeah. I'm like, Miguel, what was in your oatmeal this morning?
and then so the scale. This is I think the first time that we brought the scale in, and I think it was because I was feeling you, like you. I was like seeing that you were feeling it, and you're like, yeah, I'm liking it a lot. And so you started off with a 3.
Hmm.
So from 1970 to 1972, it went from 0 to 3. I think that's
Hmm.
pretty good.
I mean, one notch each movie,
Yeah,
that is what it averages out to,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
All right, so then we went on to Torso. Like I have like in my mind like this chart, this graph of like how I feel each episode went, and like it's like Multiple Maniacs is going up a little bit, and then Blood on Satan's Claw, there was a little dip, but still going up, and then Blackula went up, and then Torso went up, and then fucking 1974. But let's talk about Torso. So you were at a 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Um, this could go down to a 3.5, but it's still that's just because maybe I gave it a little bit too much credit. But it is still a fine movie. I still love everything that I loved about it. Honestly, once again, my favorite part of this entire fucking movie is that they were able to recognize the difference between a scarf that's black and red and a scarf that's red and black. Like, I cannot, and I just love that.
That was a major, major plot point in the movie. Black on
Because, like,
red or red on black.
like, listen, if a black man was
Italians,
wearing,
man.
like, in the United States, if a black man was wearing a red shirt, they'd be like, that's him. That's the killer. Black and red. It's him. But, like, in this movie, it's so, like, this detail, you're fucking with me. Like, I can't see the difference in in what was neckerchief collar. I
Yeah,
don't know what it
exactly.
was.
But
So,
yeah, so we went to Italy for 1973. It was so beautiful. Like,
mm-hmm.
and then remember the diversity of the cast.
Oh yeah, you know what? No, I lied. It stays at a 4.
Okay. Good, because I was like,
I
you
lied.
can't do this to me, Anthony. You can't do this to me. But yeah, like how beautiful, like you know, the background, the people in the school, like it just had a diversity of people there. Even in the cast, there was a black woman who was like, just treated as another character. She's absolutely stunning. Like nothing was said about it. I mean, a couple things were said about it, but not to like
Mm-hmm.
the detriment to the character and all that sort of thing. At least, at
Right.
least, at least I didn't feel that. Maybe you felt differently,
No,
but
I agree with you. Like, none of this was like said to her face, as
yeah,
opposed to movies today where it's just like, oh yeah, I don't like black girls.
yeah.
It's just a preference.
So,
Yeah, that's not me saying that. That's what
no, yeah,
people say. So yeah, just in
obviously.
case.
So, but yeah, so Torso was great. I mean, it was it's our first Giallo. I think the only Giallo we did, but yeah, absolutely loved it. So Anthony was at a 4. I was at a 4.5 with it. Definite recommend. I mean, so good. I mean, not the whole Giallo subgenre, but Giallo is one of my favorites genres.
I think there's just so much drama to these movies, and there's that they do like murder mystery or who done it very well, and it's like it's so cool because you know that they're setting you up to believe someone is the murderer, and for every reason that person could be the murderer, but it's not. And like, it's cool knowing that fact, like, okay, they want me to think this guy's the killer, but he's not. And you have to actually, what's the word, participate in viewing these movies, from my perspective anyway, and I really like that. So it was great.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, that you're not just sitting back and be like mindlessly watching another zombie flick
Mm-hmm.
or another slasher. Which keep in mind, zombies and slashers are some of my favorite genres. So no, no shade to you if you like them, but yeah, you did have to use your mind a little bit with these, and I would say with this slate of movies we saw in general, I don't think there's a mindless one in them. Perhaps maybe only like the Hills Have Eyes in your eyes, Anthony, but for me, and maybe like the second half of The Prophecy or something like that. But I stand by my statement. Damn it.
I get what you're saying,
Yeah.
and if I were to say anything against it, that's just me hating.
So you were at a 4, I was at 4.5, and the scale was you were at a 4. So,
Mm-hmm.
like I
Mm-hmm.
said, steadily rising, and I
Yeah,
was feeling
yeah.
so good. I was feeling so good going into Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974, and Anthony took a shit on my chest and said, "Take that, bitch." So
If you would have had a gun to your head, you would have said like, "Nah, he's gonna love this shit." Like it's.
absolutely, absolutely. Who I literally have never met anybody who didn't like Texas Chainsaw Massacre except for you. Eh,
uh, mm,
So, but
there's a
do you
lot. There's
remember?
a lot to dislike.
Yeah. So, what do you remember where you were at?
Oh, I get the score I gave it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so I gave it a 2. I
Okay.
was being nice in our episode where I'm like, well, I'll give it a 4 because of how nostalgic it is and what it did for like horror movies, but a 2 on my personal tastes. That was just me saying I give it a 2. Like that was a long way of me saying I give it a 2. So I gave this movie a 2, um and I did really shit on this movie. Honestly, this movie is not my cup of tea, but because I have now seen The Hills Have Eyes and what a shitty fucking picture that is, this score goes from a 2 to a 3.5 because it is the superior film, superior cannibal family, superior story, and has the most potential as opposed to The Hills Have Eyes, which is just how they found the world's most annoying family. I'm sure that person has been working day and night ever since, just flooded with work because they did such an amazing job. Like, so yeah, that's that on that. And Miguel,
So,
where were you?
so I was at a 5, as is most of the world. No, not 5. I, I understand what you're saying. Like, and I understood where you're coming from. Like towards the end of the episode, you were like, the characters weren't likable, and so who am I
Hmm.
rooting for? And I just found myself rooting for Leatherface and the cook and the hitchhiker. And by the way, we have a question later on from
Yeah,
Renee
jeez.
that is so fucked up. Renee, thank you very much for that question that I almost barfed while I was trying to answer. But but yeah, so I was at a 5 with it. You were at a 2, amended to 3.5
Hmm.
afterwards. And then the scale went down. The sliding scale went down from 4 in 1973 to 2 in 1974.
Yes.
Now, since the score was amended, is the scale going to be amended? I guess we could talk about that later. Maybe not.
Yeah,
Maybe you're like, no,
the overall scale. Oh no, because
you still have to sit through that shit.
I think Hills Have Eyes got a 2, so it like evens out or something like that. But there's an overall score that has now been
Amended.
realized. We'll talk
This
about that
isn't
at the end.
this isn't a science, okay?
Right. This isn't
Listen,
Simortem. No.
I already told y'all how I feel about math. Okay, numbers is not my thing. So then, 1974, I think we hit rock bottom. We hit rock bottom in 74. The graph chart went pew, and then, but I was like, "Fuck, I need to do something else. I need to change it up a little bit." Because I was thinking, "Yo, we're gonna go Torso. We're gonna Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We're gonna go Jaws, perhaps. Then we're gonna go right into Carrie. Then The Hills Have Eyes, and then Halloween." I was like, "Boom, boom, boom!" Like, he's gonna be with me. Like, he's gonna be loving the 70s more than me at the end of this. But after 74, you threw me for a loop, which I love. Like, I love the unpredictability of it. It was so fucking funny. So then we did. I was like, nah, I got to change it up. I got to try something different. So we did Satanical Pandemonium for 1975. What do you remember about this movie? Like, you loved it. What do you remember?
I remember absolutely loving it. I do. Like I said about this movie, it's a slow burn that absolutely pays off at the end, and it has some great scenes, some great imagery. It's fantastic. I yeah. There's a question later on. This movie's gonna come up.
Yeah. Agreed. Like we were like this fucking. Just
You were
watch this
hesitant.
movie.
You
I
you were
was very
hesitant because of the I don't know what's sexual assault aspects of
yeah.
this movie because but honestly at this point in time I had been so beaten down already with unwanted sexual assault breastises, so I was like fuck it, we'll watch it, and it looked good, honestly. Like the trailer was good, so I knew it was something that I wanted to watch, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, it's like I said, it was that nunsploitation, and it was also the folk horror. I did have to scroll up to see that what the word folk horror was again.
Of course you
Uh,
did.
so yeah, if it was at a 4, I was at a 4.5 with it. It's one of my favorite movies. Like it's, I can't describe. It's like that perfect mix of like taking a shit on religion and like and we're dealing with the devil and like all that sort of stuff. Like I think you said it in the episode too. It's like anything that I don't know if you. I won't put these words in your mouth, then, but like anything for me, anything that mocks religion and shows it for the absurdity that it is, like I'm down for that, right? So I that's what
Hmm.
like automatically I was gonna love it. And then I wanted to do Alucarda as well, but I think Alucarda was 70, possibly 78. I don't remember, but Alucarda is another one you guys should
Yeah,
look
I
up.
think so. Because like 78 was spoken for.
Yes, absolutely. So like, but Alucarda is another one that you should definitely look out for, watch for it. It's so good. Something about the Mexican nunsploitation folk horror ones,
I've
amazing.
because of this, I've come to realize that I think I actually really love Mexican horror. And like it's almost to the point where like maybe the older the better. Because I this movie, Satanical Pandemonium, fantastic. A movie that you recommended, which is definitely one of my favorite movies ever, El Esqueleto de la Señora Morales. It's one of my favorite fucking movies I've ever seen. It reminds me of The Twilight Zone. And because of this movie, I saw another movie called Los Similares, which is basic. It's literally it's a Twilight Zone premise. You've seen it, but it is still a fantastic episode. It's a fantastic watch. It's from 2021, but takes place in the 1960s. Like, I love and and El Santo movies. Oh my gosh! Like,
Yes,
I would not have seen El Santo versus the Daughter of Frankenstein had you not invited me for my horror confessional. So like every like in the past year or so, every Mexican horror movie I've seen, fantastic. I love it.
yeah. Oh man, that's I'm so glad to hear that because the Mexican horror movies don't get the love that they deserve. I think, and it's just like every industry. There's some bad ones, but I think yeah, everyone that I've seen, I have loved. I mean, it's so great. Stay tuned for my Mexican confessional.
You're right. The
And there's like,
lashings are
God damn,
free.
how many fucking shows are we gonna? Okay, so that was 1975. Satanical Pandemonium. AJM was at a 4. I was at a 4.5, and the scale went from a 2 back to a 4.
Hmm.
So I could just imagine if what would have happened if you had, man. Okay,
If this was Jaws, we might have been done.
yeah. You're like, you know what? I've seen what I need to see.
I was like, you had 5 weeks to show me what you got, and
Yeah.
you did this. I'm fine. I was right.
So we righted the ship with Satanic Pandemonium 1975. And then we went into Carrie 1976. How are you feeling about that one?
I love Carrie. It is one of my top 10 favorite movies. Very good for her. Fuck them kids. You know, the things
Yeah.
that we love in our horror movies, right? Those are some of the two best genres. So, Carrie, I knew I was going to love it. It was a fantastic conversation. I learned a couple of things also. Like, I was willing to give this movie so much praise for its opening scene about how beautiful and tasteful it was. And Miguel had to hit me with the facts like, well, my wife says girls aren't actually like that. And I'm like, you know what? Who would know better than her? So
Yeah.
it was a fantastic learning opportunity as well. And also, it was just a fun movie to talk about. And this movie is absolutely fucking great. I could say, no, I aside from it being very of like from the male gaze, I
Hmm.
don't know what problems this movie has.
Right. Right. Yeah. Again, another religious movie for me. I'm absolutely gonna love it.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, see?
yeah, that's like a running theme in like some of my favorite movies is like talking shit about religion and the hypocrisy of it and all that.
Fuck you,
So
God. You're not my real dad.
so AJM was at a 4.5 upside down
Hmm.
crosses, and we again agreed. I was at 4.5 as well. It was the first Stephen King adaptation. I talked about it in the episode. There's so much to like about it, but I every time I think about it, I don't know why I can't get it in my head that it is a great movie. Like a year from now, I'll be like, yeah, Carrie was okay. It's a good movie. Like it never occurs to me to recommend it to somebody, and I don't know why that is.
Oh.
And I'm hoping that having watched it with you and talked about it, and like saw the cool stuff about it, like I'll be able to keep it like in my mind. There's like a mental block with me and like folk horror, like where it's like. this is a great movie. Remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Give it
Mm-hmm.
its respect, give it its flowers because it does deserve it.
Mm-hmm. I have kind of the opposite of that, like where it's always in the back of my head because like, I cannot wait until my niece is old enough to where I
Mhm.
can show her this movie. Like it's not that it's always in the back of my head, but like we always watch horror movies, me, her, my brother. So
Yeah.
like this one when she can maybe have a little bit more of a grasp on bullying, being a shitty person, not being a shitty person, religion and trauma and abuse, like when she has a better understanding of what like she's actually watching, like I'm counting down the days. I think it's gonna be 3 more years. She'll be old enough. I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah. So then the scale was at 6. I was riding high. I
We
was
went
like
from 4 to 6.
to 4 to 6. Like that's a big jump. That's two.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And so I was like, all right, cool. We did a Patreon poll for 77. The Hills Have Eyes won. Um, the other options were like, the other option was Alucarda, which
Oh,
nobody
okay.
picked, and then I think Kent picked it. Thank you, Kent. And then The Hills Have Eyes, and then also Suspiria. And I know our friends at the Podmortem had just done a Suspiria episode, and I was honestly feeling very intimidated because they're so great
Yeah.
at everything they do. And I was like, what the fuck? What am I gonna say about Suspiria? That they didn't already say, and that they didn't make it sound fucking amazing. And so I got in my own head. And I was like, let's do a poll. And we did the poll, and The Hills Have Eyes won. And honestly, I probably should have just done Suspiria, and because I think you love Suspiria, and it would have like.
Mm-hmm.
But that's me being like the chucklehead that I am. We went with The Hills Have Eyes,
But
and
honestly, though, I'm right there with you. Though, like I did understand being intimidated a little bit. It's like so yeah, they did go so in depth. Honestly, I'm gonna say they were a little light on how much they could have been making fun of men, but that's that's just my personal opinion. They were a little easy on the men when they could have been talking cash shit.
yeah, hey, it's hard out here, man. It's a hard out here being a man. I don't
Of
know.
course, a man wants to talk about how hard it is for a man. Okay, Miguel, tell us more.
Listen, I'm gonna cry right now. No, you need to stop. All right, so AJM, you're at a 2 for The Hills Have Eyes
Yeah,
out of
and
5
that's
upside down
generous,
crosses.
and
That's
that's being
generous.
generous.
So talk that cash shit. Talk that shit about The Hills Have Eyes. You have another opportunity to do so.
You know what? I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, but this family is so fucking annoying. There is nothing to like about them except for the one. I can't remember her name, but she's the oldest daughter, and it's very clear she's in a position where not only does she have to raise her own kid, she also has to sort of raise her parents. Like her mom's reading the map incorrectly, so she has to then, read the map the right way and lets them know where they actually are. Her mom is saying maypole on the radio when she means to say mayday, fucking moron, ass idiot, bitch. Like, oh my god. And so then she has to take everybody's safety into her own hands and say mayday, mayday, and try to get help. So like she's the only good character in this movie, really. But everybody else, the brother who the brother to me is as responsible for the family's death as the cannibal family is, because he withheld information from them that would have got their ass in gear and really try to get themselves in a safer situation. And those rabid beasts dogs, oh, they just like to play. Fuck you, irresponsible pet owner. Like that's fucking ridiculous. Like don't have your dog bite at me and say it just wants to play. Fuck this family, especially the cop, Big Bob Carter. Fuck you. You got exactly what was coming to you. And I enjoyed every minute of it. And I enjoyed your wife losing her mind as she saw it happen. Loved it.
Not to be a dead horse, but okay.
And that's me taking that, being easy on that family, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's
Okay.
talk about the whiteness and how no, I'm kidding.
Yeah. So you're at a 2. I was at a 3. Wes Craven. I adore Wes Craven. He's great in everything he does. But this one had a lot of faults. Like you said, the family wasn't the greatest. But you know, Yeah, it was a kind of like a middle of the road movie.
Hmm.
Three upside down crosses for me. I wish we would have done something different, but I'm glad that we got. I'm glad we got this one out of the way too, because a lot of people do actually enjoy this movie. I think is it Carissa or Molly that really like this movie.
I think Carissa.
Yeah, I think Carissa really liked this movie, and I could see it. Like it's a terrifying prospect to be stuck out in the middle of nowhere and a group of
Hmm.
people are attacking you. Like it's a great concept, and it does deliver on some things. I mean, a 3 out of 5 upside down crosses for me. That's a good movie. So
Hmm. And I will say, no matter how much I hated any movie that we saw, I am ultimately still glad that I watched it because now I can say I did. Now I know, now I know I'm not just like, now I know I'm not just like blindly hating. It's just like, oh no, I didn't like this. So like even then, even watching a movie I didn't appreciate, it still has value. If that makes any kind of sense, that's why no movie will ever be scored a one.
yeah, gotcha. That makes sense. And then so we went down where the scale was at 6. At the peak, it was at 6 with Carrie, and then The Hills Have Eyes. It went down to a 5. Still good. You started at 0.
Right, I'm halfway there.
Yeah, and then we got 2 more movies after The Hills Have Eyes. So then I was like, "Oh, don't even worry about it. We're gonna be all right because we're doing Halloween 1978. No problem." So we actually did something different. We did a commentary track for the movie, which I had a blast doing. It was so much fun. I think it came out.
Absolutely,
I think it came out great.
very
How
fun.
how are you feeling about Halloween?
So I gave this movie a four. That has to change. It's definitely a five.
Whoa,
Yeah, it's a
ladies and
five.
gentlemen, I am not pointing a gun at him. We're not in the same room.
I'm
Okay.
blinking twice.
Okay, amended to a 5. Wow, this is a surprise to you and me, listener. Like, I was not expecting this at all.
This movie is. Um, we got Donald Pleasance losing his mind. Fantastic, and rightfully so. We have this scary killer in the night, the shape of evil, what have you, a shape in the darkness. We have Jamie Lee Curtis, who's just seeming like a regular person, regular kid. Um, the danger is so. We know the danger is real, except everyone and no one else knows how real this danger is. This is just. I guess it like now that I've had a little bit to marinate. This is like what's wrong about this movie that there's no people of color. Like I don't know, this it's not, which even then it's not like that's not the biggest issue in this movie. I don't know, some movies are going to have all white people and this one did, and it was still. What flaws, like what flaws are there in this movie really?
Yeah. So friend of the show, well, enemy of the show, Zach Chappie Chapman, hadn't seen this movie and was like telling me like, "Yo, I want to see it with you. I want to see it with you." I'm like, absolutely not. He's a troll. He loves to talk shit during movies. I'm like, nope, I can't do it with you. Our friendship will end, sir. And so he watched it with him and his wife. I don't know, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever. And he said, "Yo, that movie sucked." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He was like, "Yeah, it wasn't even scary. Like, blah blah blah. I just didn't enjoy it. The light." I was like, "Wait. Let me guess. When did you watch it?" He's like, "Oh, in the middle of the day." I'm like, "Okay, that's for your first mistake." Second of all, they were on their phones the whole fucking time, and then they just talk shit about.
uh,
So they're automatically, it's like this is why I discard anything he has to say about movies because he's just a terrible person, frankly. If I could be honest for once.
Tell us how
Um,
you really feel. No.
but yeah, obviously, okay. So you amended to 5. I was always at a 5. If I could
Hmm.
give it more, I would give it more. If I yeah, I'm gonna give it a 12. No, but it's a perfect movie to me. It's one of my it's literally my favorite horror movie and quite possibly my favorite movie in general. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I just spent almost $200 a couple days ago on a bunch of other Halloween shit, even though my fucking office is filled up with Halloween shit. I have nowhere else to put it. I'm obsessed. It's a problem. Um, so yeah, I I'm gonna shut up there. It's a great, amazing movie. You were and the scale went back up from a 5 to a 6.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so we righted the ship again.
Yeah, and honestly, it's so crazy because like I've always known about this movie Halloween, but it's so fucking weird doing the commentary track. It it's so weird that it has now in my brain solidified itself as a classic. Like Freddy, always been a classic, never been a flaw. Candyman has always been a classic. Michael Myers was just always there, and I understood like, yeah, you're a pillar of the horror, whatever.
Mhm.
But now I was like, no, this class, I don't know why my thought. What did you do to me? You did something. You lit a candle, or you're like, make this
Yeah.
motherfucker change his fucking mind.
This is
I
the
don't know.
wor-
You
i-
did
i-
something.
If anything, if the only thing that comes out of this is that you give Halloween the proper respect it deserves,
I
then
never
this was
disrespected
all worth it. This was all worth
it.
it. Well, you disrespected it with a 4 to begin with, but we're gonna leave it at that. I'm just messing.
All right.
So,
All right.
so then we were riding high again, and then we were like, you know what? This last episode, I think we could have done Alien. We could have done Amityville Horror. I was like, man, let's just fucking have fun. Let's just have fun. It's
Mm-hmm.
the last episode. Let's just go out. So
And
we looked up.
it's just more fun to watch a movie we haven't seen before.
Yeah, we both hadn't seen this movie, which is great. So we found a movie called Prophecy. We took a look at the trailer. We're like, fuck yes. And I think I should rewatch the
Mm-hmm.
trailer again. But I think that the most of the footage in the trailer was from the second half of this movie. Because what I saw in the trailer was not the movie we saw, which is fine because it actually ended up being a good movie. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just different trailer, or the movie trailer is different from the movie we got. So we're talking about The Prophecy from 1979, and AJM gave it a 4.
Mm-hmm. This was somebody's gonna not agree with me, but this was a good movie. Honestly.
Fuck them.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? Fuck you. Fuck no, fuck off. No. Like the first hour of this movie, or like first hour and 10 minutes, this movie is absolutely fantastic. It's respectable. It's fucking great message that it's trying to portray. And honestly, what really hurts my feelings the most about this movie is this movie was made at a time where the things that they were talking about, like pollution and climate change, kind of, uh, we could have actually made a difference back then had we understood what they were really saying. And so like it just kind of hurts my feelings a little bit to watch it now when it's like, yo, like we're probably not gonna have seasons anymore. Like the that ice is melting at such a rate that we need to be scared. Viruses are being unearthed from the ice that were previously frozen. And just found out somebody got a case of diphtheria in Australia recently, as if the old ancient viruses weren't enough to be scared of. Now we're trying to bring back the ones that aren't as old. So just this movie, it's just very like, it sucks because when this movie first came out, like I said, there was an opportunity to do something and still like kind of save the world, and now it just seems so like pointless. It's like,
We, yeah, you say save the world, but really the world's gonna be fine. We're the ones that are
uh,
gonna fucking suffer, right?
true. Thank you for bringing that up. Right. I just want to live another 50 years being able to eat shrimp comfortably, you know? Like, but it's probably not going to be 50 anything. I don't know.
No. But yeah, Prophecy was great. It was fun. It's like the story of two different movies. Like the beginning was like they were trying to like learn you something, and
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the movie they're like, "Yo, come check this shit out," you know?
Come look at the freak bear. Like,
Yeah, yeah, like Mutant Bear. Like what the fuck? Of course I'm gonna watch that movie. Like there's also another one called Grizzly we could have watched, but that was earlier in the decade, and it coincided with some of the movie that we decided to watch. But yeah, man, I had a lot of fun with it. Like, just get out of your head, you know, in general. Not talking to you
mm-hmm.
specifically.
No,
If you
what?
watch this movie, get out of your head with it. Just have fun. Like, and it does have a character playing a Native American who is actually the person who was actually Irish and Italian. So that sucked. But the movie's fun. The movie's a lot
You
of
know
fun.
what? What's funny? If we would have talked about Alien, we would have had another reason to talk about brownface. So she had an accent.
And and bronzer,
My God.
a
Okay.
bronzer
Yeah.
that went down to the neck only or something, you know. So Anthony was at a 4 with The Prophecy. which at the
Mhm.
time was the same score that he gave Halloween. However, that since has been amended. And so,
Mhm.
and then I was at a 3.5, but I amended it to four after talking about that sleeping bag death, which was amazing. Where that dude gets
Oh my
slapped into
god.
the rock and just explodes like a balloon full of like feathers. Amazing.
Yeah. It's like when a bird hits your windshield and it's just feathers abound galore.
Yeah,
It was I like that. If you ever want to describe to somebody it's so bad it's good, show them that clip because that's the persona. That's that
yeah.
clip. Like that's what it is.
And it's reminiscent. I didn't talk about this on the episode, but it's reminiscent of a scene that happens in a Jason movie. I don't remember which one it is, but where Jason picks up a camper who's sleeping in a sleeping bag and just hits him against a rock a bunch of times. Have you ever seen that clip?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if that takes place in one of the older Friday the 13th movies, but there is a scene in the best Jason movie, Jason X, where they create a little simulation for him and two fake campers, and he does grab one who's in a sleeping bag and beats the other camper while they're in their sleeping bag
Maybe that's the
with
one.
the person.
Maybe that's it then, because I'm not the biggest Friday the 13th fan, but so I've seen all of them, but I could get it mixed up. So, but that was reminiscent of that.
Reminded me of that too. Yeah, absolutely.
So ultimately, AJM was at a 4. I was at a 4 as well. And then the scale, we actually didn't give y'all the scale on the episode.
Hmm.
We saved it for the Patreon. And so I guess drum roll, please. I'm gonna insert a drum roll here if I'm not too tired. If I don't insert a drum roll, mind your business. I was tired. Okay.
And
So
that's all there is to it.
that's all there is
Okay.
to it. It's not like you're paying for this shit. Oh fuck. So the
Great.
scale the scale for Halloween was a 6. And let's just go real quick. Real quick. So this remember it 1970 started at a 0. 71 didn't ask it. 70 so still 0. Blackula, it was a 3. Torso 4. Text Chainsaw 2. Satanical Pandemonium 4. Carrie 6. Hills Have Eyes 5. Halloween 6. And then we're just gonna do. So how do you want to do it? I guess it's just
Now, what it is, what it
yeah,
actually
now
is.
what it actually is. So
So, with prophecy, it would have taken it up to a 7.
hmm,
However, with my amended score for Halloween, I think realistically where we've gotten to on this scale from 0 to 10, I think we are at an 8. But, but, I need to tell you something before you take this 8 and call it a day.
hey yo, no, it's over. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I have to say, um, in the very first episode Miguel ever had me on where we talked about Black Christmas, I said that I hated the 70s. And I had mentioned that the Brady Bunch was partially to blame because it was just such an unrealistic and stupid looking family. And it's just like, to me, the Brady Bunch personified the 70s. However, what I understand now is the reason I hated the 70s so much is because of actually what I was actually envisioning was the Carter family from The Hills Have Eyes. So when I think of the family, I think of this stupid fucking group of people who is so unaware of their surroundings, their choices, and what they're actually doing and the dangers that they're in their life. So fucking stupid, so fucking annoying. I absolutely hate you. And that's what I actually had in mind. But because of this, with movies like Blackula, Santanico Pandemonium, and even Prophecy, these movies that I haven't seen before, they gave me a peek into culture that was not white American culture or strictly white American culture. And to me, the white American 70s, you get a 2. Everybody else gets an 8.
Okay.
So and so like it's an 8, but not for everybody. It's if you're
Hey,
of color or indigenous or black, it's probably going to be an 8 for you because you got the style, you got the cool slang, you got the cooler situation to be in regards to like me being a viewer. I want to watch your situation more than this stupid fucking family look for rocks in the dirt. The fuck? So
the hate you have. But that fucking family is hilarious, man. I fucking love it.
I want nothing. I'm glad. Yeah.
So an 8. Wow, that is amazing. That I never in my wildest dreams would I have thought of an 8. But again, even if you had done if it had gone down to a 4, whatever, like I would have understood it. This is your preference and all that sort of stuff. But just the fact that you're willing to sit here and talk about it and change your mind. I mean, that's awesome. Like not a lot of people are doing that, and I commend you for that, because that's a
Oh.
really cool like trait to have. Is to be able to change your mind on something. So that's awesome, and I'm really happy. I'm really happy that you enjoyed it. That you've enjoyed the set of movies that we saw, and that you're able to have such a um, high rating for the decade. The not the decade specifically, but like the movies, the horror
Parts
movies
of it.
from that decade.
Hmm.
Right? Yeah.
And I've even gotten to the point where I can now just start watching 70s movies on my own. And like I told you randomly, like, oh, I started watching this movie called The Spell. It's definitely a Carrie ripoff, but it's still fun. And then I was like, oh no, at the end, it's no longer a Carrie ripoff. It's its own thing. And it's kind of enjoyable.
Yeah.
So I'm watching them on my own now. So
Which is, yeah, when you told me that, I was like, what? What's going on there? That's cool. Like, I just want to take a moment, just let it all in. I'm really happy. I'm happy. I know I made some mistakes. I made some mistakes with the movies we chose, but in the end, I think it worked out.
It needed to happen this way.
Yeah, I think you needed to see like the highs of the 70s and the lows of the 70s for you to be able to realize that those were the highs. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, had I not seen, like, if there was something different as opposed to The Hills Have Eyes, Texas Chainsaw Massacre would have had still that low score. But because I know that this shitty movie is out there, I can appreciate the superior. I can appreciate the superior film.
Okay. Okay.
Listen, I hate The Hills Have Eyes. Uh, I could say that all day and still not feel like you will understand how much I hate this movie.
Is there another movie that you can think of that you hate as much as you hate The Hills Have Eyes? Like not horror, just in general.
I don't think so. I think that might be the most disliked movie I've ever. I no, I think that I hate that movie the most. Yeah.
I love that the 70s can bring out the extremes in me. You love it and you fucking despise it.
Yeah, I think I will. I mean, nobody on who's listening to this is gonna know, but like I'm gonna keep this question in my head for the next few days, and I'm gonna report back to Miguel like, oh, I do hate something more than that. But right now, I don't think so.
All right, so that was the end of the scale. I ended at an 8, which is great, and we talked about every single movie. So now let's move on to the question and answer portion of the episode. Really looking forward to this. So, like I said, thank you to everybody who submitted questions. We have them here on the sheet, and we're just going to go over them. First question from Carissa. She says, Anthony Jerome M, why do you like to hurt us? So, Anthony Jerome M, why do you like to hurt us?
Man, people get hurt every day. It's just listen, I don't do any of this to hurt anybody intentionally. These are just my
Except for that family.
opinions. Oh, fuck them. Hey, you're trying to unzip me. You're trying to unzip me. I don't try to intentionally hurt anybody. It's just that some of these movies are nostalgic for you. And you know what? We love that for you. That's great. That's awesome. I'm glad that you like that. But over here, it just never was a part of like either my childhood or something that I even. Hey, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, fantastic. Hills Have Eyes remake, it's okay, but
now you're trying to unzip me because we're not talking about 2000s horror right now.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, I'll relax on that. I don't hurt anybody intentionally. I just feel really strongly about things I dislike, and like if me being vocal and loud about something I don't like, just understand I fought with myself for a while to be like, should I be this loud? Should I be this vocal? And ultimately, I was like, yes, yes, I should.
And we love you for it, and we don't want you to change. Thank you, Carissa, for your question.
Thank you.
And she actually has another question later on as well. The next question we have comes from I don't know this person, and Anthony Jerome M.
Mm.
Anthony Jerome M. And he says, I have a question. How dare you? So first of all, how dare you, sir? No, when you put that, I cracked up. That was hilarious. So the next question we have, or the next real question we have, is from Megan M. On the Discord. We love Megan. She's awesome.
Yes. Also, real quick, she sells bookmarks of horror movies and non-horror movies and these notebooks on Etsy. Go look for her. It's Megan M on Twitter. Fantastic stuff. I've bought a couple bookmarks. Miguel, you have as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy some notebooks soon because they look fucking great. Great product. Love it.
She does a lot of cool stuff, and she's got some really great covers, and she's always re-upping her supply. So take a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So she asks Anthony Jerome M, what was your favorite year and movie out of the decade? So let's go with year, unless they're the same. Is it the
No, they're
same?
not.
Okay, so let's start with favorite year.
So favorite year is 1979 because when we did Prophecy, you were telling us the top 10 songs of that year.
Mm-hmm.
8 out of 10
That's
bangers.
right.
Fantastic. Yeah, so 1979 was my favorite year, had the best music clearly, and it was
Banger after
1979.
banger.
Yep, one after the other and so my favorite movie, Santanico Pandemonium. It's the favorite movie that we've seen. It's my favorite movie that we've seen throughout this entire series. Um, Literally everything about it was just right up my alley. And it's the movie that what's the word? It's the movie that I appreciate seeing the most. Like it's absolutely a part of my rotation. I can't wait to show this movie to other people. Of course, these are going to be people who don't have to look at their phones when the movie's on. It's going to be people who are actually watching the movie because you actually have to watch the movie.
Yeah.
It's people who have like I can't wait to find somebody who I deem worthy enough to show this movie to.
That is true. That you can't fuck around with this movie. Like we need to be locked in. And like
Mm-hmm.
you can have fun with it and all that, but like for real, like put the phone away. Like just
Right. Like we can like the only talking I find acceptable in movies if we're talking to each other about what we just saw. Not if you're maybe live tweeting too. That's fine because like it tells me you're still watching it. But if you're like looking at your texts or like what TikTok or whatever, if I know that you're that kind of movie watcher, I'm not showing this to you. You're not worthy.
yeah. Okay. So I think for me, if it's
I
okay
was gonna say yeah.
if I
I
can
was gonna
jump
say
in
yeah
on
because
this
I want to
conversation.
know your answer. Just me. No.
So for my favorite year, I see that's the thing. I'm gonna have to go. Actually, I would say so. Favorite year is Halloween. I can't. I'm sorry, can't get away from it. But it's not just the movie; it's the experience of sitting down and recording a commentary track with you. That I've
Okay.
literally first. That's the first commentary. I mean, who the fuck wants it? That's me down on myself again. I was going to say, who the hell wants a commentary track from me? But there are people who want it. But all I'm saying is, I've
Mm-hmm.
never done that before. I've never sat down and commented through a whole movie with somebody, and it was just so much fun. It
Mm-hmm.
was an absolute blast to record. Like if you had fun listening to it, just imagine how much fun we had recording it. So that was my favorite year, 1978. My favorite movie is with you, Satanico Pandemonium,
Fuck yes.
because I took a chance on it, and like you took a
Mm-hmm.
chance on it as well. You took a look at the trailer before because I was like, yo, we like just take a look at it, see if
Hey,
it's something that you
hey,
want to see.
I need you all to understand. We were at our lowest, and Miguel was Miguel was truly unsure of what he could do to make this like worth my while. Like,
Yeah. So I was like, Satanico Pandemonium is the high risk, high reward scenario
Mm-hmm.
that very rarely works out, and it actually worked out. And it was so,
Mm-hmm.
like, I was so relieved that you liked it. And if you didn't like it, that's fine. It would have, we would have gone on to something else. Like Carrie would have been great the next time,
Mm-hmm.
but the fact that you liked it, like we took a chance at a movie and you liked it, it's brought so much joy to me. And sharing this movie, like I don't know anybody else who has seen Satanical Pandemonium that I can speak to about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it was just all in all, it has made Satanical Pandemonium a very special movie for me now, and going forward.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was Megan M, right? So, and Megan, thank you very much for your question.
Hell yeah, thank you.
The next question we have is from A Hilbert 3000, or Andrew Hilberts, my good friend. He says, "Does Miguel hate?"
Ampersand Y,
Oh,
Andy.
yeah, exactly. Andy, call him a whole bunch of names.
That is so
Call him
funny.
Hilby as well. Just a piece of shit. No. He says, "Does Miguel hate anything as specific enough to build 10 episodes out of?" And what I'm going to say is the post Saw horror movie / remake cycle era is the absolute worst to me. Any good movie that came out during that time is the exception, not the rule. And so I'll just leave it at that. And we might have something else to talk about later.
Or something, yeah.
Or something. So the next question. Oh, thank you. Actually, fuck you, A Hilbert 3000. The next question we have is from Kentworth Wiggle Bottoms on the these are all on the Patreon. No, I'm sorry, on the Discord. I apologize. So if you're on the Patreon but you're not in the Discord, get in there. It's fun to have in there.
Get it in,
So
yeah.
get it in. So Kentworth Wigglebottom asks, Anthony Jerome M, you're stuck in one movie from the 70s that you watched. What is it and why? And then we'll get to, he also asks, also, you can trap Miguel in one movie you watched. What is it and why? So let's start with the first question. You're stuck in one movie from the 70s that you watched.
I'm stuck in one movie that I've watched. Damn, that's a very hard question. I'm gonna say Blackula because I think that's where I would be the most comfortable. However, there's vampires going around who are like, I don't have to worry just about Blackula. I have to worry about everyone he's churned every time he fed.
Fuck, I was going to say, he's not going to mess with you, but yeah, his vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I think okay, so here's what it's not. It's not Blood on Satan's Claws. It's not Torso. I'm sorry, I'm 31 years old. I'm not going to learn Italian, even though I'd really love to. Like I somewhat know Spanish, I somewhat know French. Italian seems like a mix of those. So like I probably could learn it. No. Miguel, you're getting trapped in Texas Chainsaw Massacre or
Wait, what?
Haddonfield. You're in Texas. I'm sorry, you asked for it.
That's some bullshit.
I mean, fine. I mean, we can put you in Haddonfield, Illinois. So yeah,
Yes,
I'll do
please.
that for you. I'll do that for you.
I mean, come on. That's all I've ever wanted.
You know who you are? You're that person at the mental asylum who,
God,
when
dude.
Michael Myers showed up in like Resurrection, he's like, Michael Myers killed his sister on Halloween night,
Oh,
19...
fuck yeah.
and
Okay.
and Michael Myers gives him the knife, like, hey, you're cool. That's you.
I love that for me. Thank you so much for blessing me with that.
So I think Blackula for me, Halloween for you, but definitely not Carrie because I would have gotten killed. Hills Have Eyes, fuck that. Prophecy, it could probably be Prophecy because like that's none of my business. They're doing that over there in Maine. I'm in Arizona.
Yeah.
So like I'm cool. And then Blood on Satan's Claws, fuck no, they don't have any toilet paper. Everybody stank. Like
What about Multiple Maniacs? Would you have been part of the troop?
honestly, I probably would have, but like as the bookkeeper, like I probably would have kept track of the funds or
Because I was
something
like,
boring.
Because it's like, for me, it'd be like, okay, it's kind of interesting to be around people like that for like the first 20 minutes. And then after that, it's like, could we all just take a shower?
Exactly.
Could we get some disinfectant like soap around here or something? Because it's not giving a lot right now.
Yeah, I'm the person who washes their hands before meals, and they're like, "Why are you doing that?" I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Because I might. Yeah, so I don't think I would enjoy being in Multiple Maniacs unless I could be a part of the troupe from a distance. Like,
I think I would put you in Satanical Pandemonium as the devil. Yeah, like
oh,
so you could change. Hey, first of all, you put me in a mental institution, so I don't want to hear shit.
okay.
But I'm just saying, like I don't see it as a devil. I see it like as a trickster. You're like a trickster god. You're like a
See, that would be
Loki's.
fun.
Yeah, just
That
like
would be
fuck
so
with.
fun.
Yeah, so what she dies? I mean, she became Mother Superior before she died. Like
Like she enjoyed it. Like,
yeah, like,
see, okay,
that's basically what
I
you are
did.
right now. You're a genie. You know.
I did forget to say, one of the reasons why this movie is my favorite out of what we talked about is because the movie ends with it's all a dream for the nun, right? But we still see the devil at the end, and that makes us think like, well, okay, so it might have just been all a dream for her, but the devil is still actually out here causing havoc and trouble. And so like it just really made me think that like, because I was thinking like, why am I not more upset that this movie ended with it's just all a dream?
Mm.
It's because it really isn't, because the devil is still afoot.
Right. Like
And so it
he got her while she was in a coma, not so much a
mhm.
dream as a coma.
Mhm.
Right. And so, yeah, he still attacked her at her lowest point, and
Mhm.
then he got what he wanted, and then he's going to continue doing it because he was following that other nun. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to me, it's the only movie that's ever done that, where like every movie that ends with it was just a dream, that's it. Period. It's just a dream. But this one, it's like, well, it was a dream, like for her, but like I'm still out here. Like I'm literally following this other nun right now, and the movie freeze frames.
Yeah. I guess we should have said spoiler alert, but I mean,
If you haven't seen it and you're here, that's your fault.
I'll put it at the top, or maybe in the show notes. So, but that was Kentworth Wigglebottom's question. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Kentworth. And then we have another question from A Hilbert 3000. He says he was responding to Kentworth's question. He says that's a good one. And then he asks, which of these movies deserves the Rob Zombie treatment? So we already know that Andrew Hilbert is a troublemaker because
Yeah, I was gonna
this
say, can
fucking
I say?
question here.
I was gonna say, can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, say something.
Because one of the movies we talked about did get the Rob Zombie treatment, and I don't know if that's a punishment or a treat.
Yeah.
And I was like, do we want to subject someone else to that same thing? What are you talking about? Like,
Well, I was gonna say no movie deserves the Bobbert Zombert treatment. But honestly, with how fucked up the franchise is, I'd say just give him fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre and let him go to fucking town. We can see how inferior everything he does is to the original and how all of his shit has been copied from Texas Chainsaw Massacres and other movies. And other people take influences from it, and a lot of people just downright copied. But I feel like he has made a career out of being unoriginal, right? Uh,
mm-hmm.
and
Whoa.
yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, like I know people like him, and he might be a very nice person in real life, but like just because you like horror movies and you're a big fan of horror movies and you have a lot of money doesn't mean you should be making horror movies. And so I feel like he kind of just stumbled into it. And House of a Thousand Corpses was a fine movie. It's
Mm-hmm.
perfectly fine movie. I saw it and I enjoyed it. Everything else after I haven't seen like Salem's or whatever. He made a couple of movies. I haven't seen a lot of them,
Mm-hmm.
but like of the ones I've seen, um, I didn't see Three the Hard Way or whatever because why is she wearing a Native American headdress on that? So I'm like, no, thank you. But like what he did with Halloween and Halloween 2 is unforgivable. So I
I
cannot look
will
at it again.
I will fully agree with you. Halloween 2 is unforgivable. You're a fucking mess. You literally diarrhea shitted on my plate and called it dinner. Fuck no. That's weird. That's fucking
Anthony.
weird. Did he not do just that?
He did do that. He did do that, and he would have filmed it and be like, "Yo, look at this. It's so cool.
Mm. He's like,
This
"You're
is
not
how white.
hungry?"
This is how white trash people live. Look at this. Oh, look, I'm gonna put the white trash aesthetic and everything. Okay,
Mhm.
we get it. We get it.
I can say I can kind of find an appreciation where he was going with the first Halloween, making it very like Michael's abused. That's where this behavior comes from. But then it just got to the point where it's like, this isn't really the Michael Myers that like is in everybody's mind when they. So yeah, it, I don't know if it was different, or I don't know if it was my just not my taste, or I don't know if it was him misinterpreting the character. But I just like, I'm not gonna say I hated it, but I'm just saying I don't like what I saw. Excuse me. So, I mean, if we want to talk about what movie deserves the Rob Zombie treatment, Hills Have Eyes, because that's a piece of shit to begin with. So let's see what this guy can make of that.
I mean, it's yeah, like for you, Hills Have Eyes is already at literally you couldn't think of a worse movie, so you're like he can't do anything worse, and if he does, that he's talented.
If he does, I would love to see it. I would love to see how you can make that movie worse. That would take skill.
And I would, and like me, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like he's already been copying it. You could like do a supercut of all his movies, and you could probably make Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm being
Hmm.
facetious, but it's just because I hate this fucking
Slightly, slightly.
guy. So, thank you, Ken. No, that was Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. You're still a piece of shit. I love you. I will talk to you later. Thank you for the question. The next question we have is from Brittany Ramatar. She says, "How much money do I have to pay you?" Or I'm sorry, how much money do I have to pay to get a season of my 2000s horror confessional? And I said, either $3, $5, or $10, and thank you for your support.
Yep.
And yeah, we might have an announcement later on, so we'll talk about that then. Thank you for the question, Brittany. You have been you're hilarious. Brittany's fucking hilarious. Everything she puts is fucking so funny, and she's so talented.
Your, I was gonna say your general support has been greatly
Yeah,
appreciated.
I mean, she's kind of like my nemesis, but it's fine. I can have worse nemesis. Yeah,
Enemies. I don't know. Whatever
yeah.
word you decide to choose. Yes.
So again, we have another question from A Hilbert 3000. He says, "Do y'all plan on co-hosting a guest in the future? Your chemistry is great. Tag team guests." And then I said, Andrew, he's a good man, but not a very smart man. This is a pathetic attempt by Hilby to get on our show. Well, it ain't happening, buddy. No guests. It's just me and Anthony all the time. All right. Do you have anything to
See,
say to Hilby here?
you know what I thought? I thought his question was asking if on my horror confessional, if you and me are ever going to co-host a guest. And that's what I thought he was asking.
Right. But then when you read his question, you realize he's a dumbass and doesn't know how to write a question out. I love it.
Oh no, I mean I still think that. So I'm a dumbass who misinterprets the
Okay,
question.
no.
So
Well, then, do you have an answer to that question?
well, I'm gonna say, Miguel, it's your show. You do what you want. But okay, maybe cut this part out because it might be the cheat code you don't want. But if anybody ever asks for me by name, that like, hey, I would love to be on with you and Anthony Jerome M, aka Half Black Phillip. Like I would love to discuss this movie or this movie or this movie.
Yeah.
If I'm asked for by name, Miguel, you can call upon me to be a guest host while we tag team a guest.
Hell yeah. That would be awesome. That's something that I wouldn't like. I would keep it on table because obviously we do have a great rapport, and I love having you on and talking about you. Talking about you. Yeah, I talk about you. But I love having when we're on episodes together because I feel like we have a great rapport, and I think we can do that with a guest with no problem. Like my only concern is does the chemistry change if somebody else is on? Who knows? We can only find out if we actually do it. So yeah, I think that'd be a great
I
idea.
I just have a feeling we're gonna become even more in line based on the guest. Like if okay, so if there comes a guest who's just talking so much bullshit, me and you were like, hey, this isn't our usual like let's I
Yeah,
just feel there's some, like I said, they have to ask for me by name.
yeah.
Otherwise, whatever. And Miguel can always call on me to guest host. But I feel like you're going to be able to make the determination like, hey, we can make this work. We can make this fun, or like we can figure this out. Like, okay, so your person, not your person, surgery head who wanted to talk about Halloween kills.
Yeah.
I know for a fact we would have had a great ass time. I know it. I know it deep in my fucking heart because what this guy had to say and what you had to say in the movie, I was like, let's keep this going. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Here's what I think. So like I think there are guests who just based on how they reach out and like kind of the vibe they give off, it'd be like, nah, we can work with this.
Okay. So I guess Hilby, it wasn't as dumb a question as I thought originally. So I love you. Thank you very much for the question. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. The next question comes from Sophie. I love Sophie. Sophie serves face on Instagram, or is it TikTok? Is it? I know I
And
see her on
TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah, same ones on TikTok as well. I'm not on Instagram a lot, but I do follow her on TikTok. She had a question for us on a scale of one to, on a scale of 1 to swamp ass. Who was the hottest character from the films you watched and why? So Anthony, do you want to go first? If you'd like, I can go first. If you don't, I think.
Please, okay. Are you gonna say Michael Myers?
No, but I would let him penetrate me. But I did not put that on there. So for me, I had a couple of answers. I said Ursula, Carla Brait from Torso. She was the black
Oh,
character.
yes.
Legs for days, face is a 10, legs and hips and body, yaddy
Body.
yaddy. like she's number one. She is gorgeous. And I think what was the question? Was it the most beautiful or the hottest? The hottest character. Oh, on a scale of 1 to swamp ass. Okay. I would say, wait, so she's a 1 or she's a swamp ass? I guess I feel bad
I
saying she's
guess
a swamp ass,
yeah,
but
just
but
10 because like swamp ass means you're hot, right?
Sophie,
Like
don't do this
yeah.
to us. Why did you do this? But I'm gonna say she is a 10 on the swamp ass scale. And then after that, I would say Jamie Lee Curtis from Halloween. Obviously,
Okay.
she's a queen. She's probably my first crush ever. I would give her 9.5 on the swamp ass scale. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. She's beautiful to this day. I mean, she's an older lady and she looks gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And then I said Tommy from Carrie. He's
Yeah,
a, he's
Tommy
a
Ross.
dreamboat. He's so
He's a
sweet,
dreamboat.
and the hair is a 10. Killer
Hmm.
killer smile. Like what can I say? Like I fell for Tommy. And I would say Mama
uh,
Walde as well, except I didn't like the sideburns that came out. Like I didn't like it. I mean, he's absolutely like a very, very handsome man, but the sideburns weren't doing it for me. It's kind of funny, like how you say like one like hair or something or clothing can absolutely make you not like somebody. And for me,
hmm
not that I didn't like him. You know what? I'll say he's a 9 on the swamp ass scale without the sideburns or whatever,
hmm
and he's like a 5 with the sideburns. I just
Right. When he's all vampired out, that's
yeah
what yeah.
yeah
I
don't
was gonna
like him.
say he's actually the only one on my list. Nobody else is hot here. I mean, like Tommy Ross, yeah, sure, he's cute or whatever, but uh,
Ursula,
oh, she's great. But I mean, like, how am I gonna satisfy her? What the fuck?
okay, all right.
Like, I got to make it real for her too. So
Okay.
Prince Mamuwalde looks like he has his bills paid, and that's the hottest thing. And he knows how to take care of a guy who badmouths his partner, and I really love that and respect that. So he gets a 10 out of 10.
What about Skillet? What about my man Skillet?
He's annoying. I would. He like I said, he's a cool cat, but I don't think I'd be appreciating his presence very much.
So we do have later on in the we do have a fuck Mary kill that includes Divine. So what
Hmm.
I guess I'm curious where you would put Divine on this swamp ass on Sophie's swamp ass scale.
Huh?
Okay, all right. I
You know,
would.
let's just be respectful of the dead. You know,
Okay.
she's
That's
gone.
true. Okay. Well, I mean, we do have to fuck Mary kill him later on, but
Listen, no.
all right. So, Sophie then asks, "Please do a my 2000s confessional immediately after this." First of all, as Anthony says, "Don't tell me what to do."
Okay.
Second of all, let's talk. Let's
More
talk.
to be revealed later.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Sophie, for your question. Please keep serving face. We love you. Our next question comes from what question are we on?
We are number 6. This is from Sheree, half of
Here we go.
Nightmare on Fear Street and 1/3 of Blurty Massacre.
So Sheree keeps working. Like she is on so many podcasts. Like she writes for,
But it's definitely Sheree keeps a job Bohannon. That's how I know her.
and she does write for Dread Central. And she was coming up on within the last like week or two. She was coming up on her 100th article written for them. And
Mm-hmm.
since then, she might have already been at 100 articles. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely, if you don't follow her, please follow her. She's at Miss Sheree, and that's spelled Miss, and then Sheree is Sharai. And like Anthony said, she is on Nightmare on Fear Street, and she's also 1/3 of Bloody Massacre, which is, and then she's also on another
The
podcast,
altar
Anatomy.
tapes, one
Yeah,
one eighth of the altar tapes.
right.
Anatomy with Screams altar tapes.
I mean, she's so busy. She does so much work. It's amazing how much she can do, and I love her. Her picture on Twitter is of her holding the iron, like in Halloween Kills. Like that was,
Yes.
oh man, I love it. It's so good.
That was a
Uh,
last minute Halloween costume.
yeah,
And it was oh my gosh. She's amazing, fantastic. I I think I may have been the one to convince her that shrimp is as delicious as it is because she knows to talk to me about shrimp. She knows to tell me when she's had some because I'm going to be like, "Fuck yeah."
and she's such a positive influence in the community. Like she's always like
Mhm.
she's retweeting people, and she's like follow Fridays, and she's just so very positive and um outgoing when it comes to like the core community. And even on her podcast, she says that she
Mhm.
wants to be inclusive of that, and that's great to see, um so thank you very much, Ray, for asking us a question. Thank you for everything you do. You kind of are moving us forward as like people of color who like horror movies. We have been underrepresented in the past, and now you're actively working along with a bunch of other great POC, black podcasters. Like
Girl, that's scary. Zero, Brother Ghoulish. Zero Gravity, Brother Ghoulish. Like I said, Jazz and Cat from Girl That's Scary.
Podmortem,
Bobby
obviously.
Torres, absolutely.
Bobby is so fucking cool. Yeah, Bobby
Listen,
likes it
there's
scary.
this, yeah, there is this network that I don't know if anyone else exists, but in my head, it exists. And the people who are in it, it's Podmortem, it's Nightmare on Fear Street, it's Slash Her, Nightmare on Fifth Street, it's Girl That's Scary, Brother Ghoulish, Bobby Likes It Spooky, and the people under the scares, and Marco Estes, and like us are kind of in there as well. But like,
Homies of
there's
Horror.
exactly,
Wiki Aurora is in there.
yeah, yeah, and it's like, I'm sorry. Like, if Corona wouldn't have happened, I don't think I would know any of you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, let's not take it into a let me suck all your dicks fest, but I'm very glad things happened the way they did because now I know all of you. All of you make my days way better than they've been in a very long time. And that's just because you're enjoying something in the way that you want to enjoy something. And I will always love that.
Yeah, and it's coming out, making something out of a bad situation, which is great.
Hmm.
All right, so she does ask, "Will y'all be giving us more, and when?" And my response to that is, "No more questions."
And my response is more, more, more. How do you like it? How do you like it? More, more, more. And that's it.
There, and we'll be addressing it later. But thank you, Shay, for your question. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
The next question comes to us from Carissa. She's making a comeback, and she asked, "Fuck, Mary, kill." Round one: Pluto from The Hills Have Eyes, Michael Myers from Halloween, Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. First of all, how dare you?
Right. You go first.
Okay, so round one, I am. Let me get to this. Let me explain my reasoning here. First of all,
Okay.
I'm going to kill Leatherface because I don't want anything to do with him. I don't want anything to do with the smell. I
Mm.
I doubt he showered in a very long time. There's probably some Fremunda cheese growing there, like nothing to do with him whatsoever. All right, we're gonna fuck Pluto, Michael Berryman, because we're just gonna get that out of the way.
Yeah. All right. All
I
right.
mean, I don't know if the no, not saying that. Cut. So I'm gonna go ahead and fuck him. So fuck Pluto, and then of course I'm gonna marry my man Michael because I can change him. I can change him. He just
Got
needs
it.
the right man in his life, and that's me.
Mhm. Has nothing to do with the fact that he can't speak and fight back. That really draws you in.
He could fight back,
Because
but he won't because I love him and he loves me.
you're going to psychologically manipulate him. No.
Yes, yeah, I will be. You know what? We'll make it work. So, so what if he disappears every year on the 31st of October? That's not my business. He needs a release, and so throughout the rest of the year, he's mine. And on the
Mhm.
31st, I give him his day. And what he does, what he chooses to do with his day is fine. And he comes back to me on November 1st, and I pull out all the bullets out of him. I sew them back up. I give him his stitches. I give him a shower. I bathe him, and then we're good for the rest of the year.
All right. He always knows when to come back home.
That's right. That's right. He may go out every now and then with y'all bitches, but he comes home to me.
I'm sick.
All I'm saying is I will gobble it. I will gobble it. Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna do the same thing in this case, where I am killing Leatherface. I'm fucking Pluto because he has like 10 kids, so clearly he knows how to fuck. So yeah, and Michael Myers, I'm gonna marry him because he doesn't speak. Because the last thing I want is a man's opinion in my ear all day. So, and
Uh,
honestly, the fact that you leave the house once a year for 24 hours, I'm fine with that. Shit, I get the house alone. I'm
yeah,
fucking eating cheese. I'm eating cheesecake with my bare hands, drinking drinking brandy out the bottle. I'm having a great time. You do you. It can work.
it can work. And I'll just say in DBD, they call Michael Myers Daddy Myers because they want a shirtless Myers because he has a hospital gown, and when he walks, it flows up and you can see the legs. So everybody wants a shirtless Myers. So there's um
I didn't know
yes,
this.
there's a history to it. So it's not just me. All right. It's not just me that has the sickness. All
There are
right.
dozens of them.
There are literally dozens of us.
They want it.
Hey, so you also chose him. So let's keep going.
Because
Okay.
he doesn't talk. But honestly, hey, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of the artwork that I've seen, Michael Myers is fucking ripped.
This
Has
is what I'm saying.
big ass mommy milkers, abs, like
Dude, you just almost made me spill my shit, dude. Not the mommy milkers. Okay.
he's fucking hot under that suit. So
Yeah.
he might smell a little bit, but like we can take it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like Leatherface, you would have to scrub for months to
Mm-mm.
get all that shit out. get the shit out from under his nails. Now, like Michael, like you could take him home to mama eventually once you clean him up. Just hide the pumpkins, hide the knives when he comes around. That's fine.
Don't let there be a dog in the situation, otherwise dinner's fucked.
Exactly. Yeah, keep Chow Chow in upstairs or something.
Gotcha. All
Okay.
right.
All right, round two for Chris's question. Fuck Mary Kill. Sister Maria from Satanical Pandemonium, Margaret White from Carrie, and Rosalind from The Blood on Satan's Claw. Now I had to look up Rosalind because I forgot who she was, but I remember now. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first, but who's Rosalind again?
She is the girlfriend or fiance that comes over in the beginning of the movie, and then she has to sleep
Oh,
in the closet, or I'm sorry, in the attic.
attic. Okay, cool. So I'm definitely gonna fuck Rosalind because she's down. She's like coming to my room after midnight or whatever. She wants to fuck. Cool, we'll do that. Like, you want to fuck somebody who wants to fuck. Great. Killing Margaret White because fuck you, fuck you. You're fucking crazy. I cannot deal with that. Sister Maria, I'll marry her because she is,
She's kinky.
and she knows the devil. If
Yeah.
this is the way I get to meet Black Phillip is through my wife, I'll marry her.
You're like, can you please introduce me? Please, just
like,
give him a call. Just come on.
like, babe, I want to meet your boss. Like, trust me, I'm gonna like him. Please.
So for me, I was the same way. I was fucking Rosalind because she's DTF, like you said. I'm killing Margaret White because fuck all that religious shit, and she's crazy on top of that. And then honestly, me and Sister Maria, we're gonna marry and we're gonna have a great life. We're gonna like she's gonna be the mother superior, and I'm gonna be the priest that's in charge of all those ladies, and we're gonna keep those orgies going, and like we're just gonna live a good life. I'm gonna
You're
be
gonna be the
dehydrated
ones.
all the time from all the orgasms. It's like it's all right. It's gonna be good. But honestly, I
You're
was
gonna
thinking
totally pollute religion based off. I love it. I love it.
we're
She's
gonna
your
start
entryway.
a new religion based on fucking, and like
Mhm.
orgies are the sacraments. Like it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a good time.
Delicious.
But I would think I was thinking about it. I would like to maybe in another world fuck Margaret White to see how she reacts to having orgasms, and if she was in fact orgasming at the end of the movie like I thought she was.
Well, you know what? It must not have been that great. The man left. So
Right, that's true. It was dusty. It was probably dusty. Okay.
if,
I'm you know what, I'm gonna stop talking about let me just Anthony, you're
and
being a
listen,
bad influence.
we're only talking about Margaret White, and
Right.
she's awful. We can
Yeah.
talk about her however we want.
Yes. And it also blame Chris. It's her fault too. And so round three, we got Franz from Torso. Then we have His Excellency Prince Mamawalde. Thank you, Chris, for putting the respect on his name from Blackula. And then we got Divine from Multiple Maniacs. So would you like me to go
Can I
first?
answer
Or
this?
yes, go.
Can I answer this one first?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna kill Franz from. I'm gonna kill Franz from Torso because you have far too many sexual hangups. You want to close the. He's the one who like pokes the doll's eyes, right?
Yes.
So like, so you have way too many sexual hangups. I cannot deal with that. Like, you need to see a doctor, like a therapist, and immediately. And I cannot deal with that. I'm sorry. Um, I'm gonna fuck Divine because Divine is down wherever you want to do it. And honestly, TMI, but I used to have a thing about doing things in public, and so Divine would totally scratch that itch. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that, and then
So
His
like in a
Excellency.
a church, you'd be down to do it in a church?
Honestly, 25-year-old me, if you would have caught me in a confession booth, we
Okay.
could have made something happen.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm 31. 27-year-old me was invited to I'm sorry. Nope. No, 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 no. No. So listen, Divine for scratching that public itch. Yes.
Okay.
And then His Excellency Prince Monwalde, I'm marrying him because now I'm royalty. But honestly, I get to be the lucky person who this person wants to spend the rest of their life with. This person who is so sure of themselves, who understands what they want and can just get things taken care of. Absolutely. Fuck yeah. The reason I would want to marry him is so I could rise to his level, not so I can be like just fully taken care of. So that's my answer. Miguel, what about yourself?
So I here's the thing: you and I are going to be
Mhm.
fighting because we're going after the same girls. Like we're going after the like we have the same answers.
I'll be
Um,
a concubine. I don't care.
because I am killing Franz. For a lot of the things that you said, also, yeah, he's a weird dude. He got weird hangups, like
Mhm.
especially with women. Like you got a weird, so I don't like that vibe. Your whole
Mhm.
vibe, don't like it at all. He feels like so he's a stalker, and he feels entitled to shit. So it's like no, no,
Mhm.
thank you. We're going to marry Mama Walde because yes, I would be able to. I wouldn't have to work another day in my life. I would be able to. We would be living in Africa. I've always wanted to go to Africa, so like we would be in Africa, and I would be able to see the beauty that is Africa. So that'd be dope as fuck. And then also we'd be able to travel all around the world. And he's also just the most handsome person out of everybody. He's tall and just fucking like fills out a suit very well. I mean,
Mhm.
he
Excellent
looks,
posture.
yeah, he looks like a prince who will eventually be a king. Like, so he's got career upward mobility in his career, you know?
I'm saying,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then so we're gonna fuck Divine because yeah, Divine is just like Divine would be a fuck doll. I'm just like, yo, anything, anywhere, at any time. So yeah, it's gonna be Divine. Like, I don't have respect for myself, and neither does she. So if we both don't have respect for each other, that's gonna work out great.
Ooh, okay. Absolutely. Okay, yes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ooh, new desire unlocked. Like
So that was, yeah, those are the 3 rounds. Thank you so much, Krista, for your question. We love you so much. Thank you.
damn, we went 3 rounds with Carissa.
That's right.
Fuck.
That's right. So the next question we have is from Kiara on Twitter. And I apologize if I'm saying that incorrectly. Maybe it's Kiara, but she is at Cats in Screams. So KCATSNSCREAMZ at Cats and Screams on Twitter. And she asks us, so Miguel, you mentioned being a fan of the Shylights. What would be 3 of your favorite songs that best define the decade?
Tell us.
So here's the thing, Kiara. Thank you so much for your question, but you fucked me up. You fucked me up because I went into a spiral trying to decide the 3 best songs of the decade that best describes it. Like, just like Anthony was saying, like there's the Black America and there's white America, and then there's also like world. Like I'm Mexican and Puerto Rican, so I have Latino influences. So a lot of the songs that I love from the 70s are Latino as well, you know, or Hispanic or Spanish, I should say. The songs are in Spanish. And so it was so difficult for me because there's so many different genres of music that I love from the 70s. So I couldn't decide. I absolutely couldn't. So what I did instead is I created a playlist.
Fuck
I created a
yes.
playlist that's about 75, 76 songs long, and there might be even more, right? By the time I get done with it. And I'm gonna share it in the Discord with everybody. So if they wanna sing along with your boy Miguel Myers ATX to the 70s, yeah, but this was such a hard question to answer. But I'm just gonna randomly pick, from the list here, because like honestly I was looking at my list and I have 60 songs that are just from black artists, and it's all R&B, and it's like funk, and it's soul, and it's rhythm and blues, but like, which is love. I absolutely love that. But white people made music in the 70s too, right? I don't think it's as good. Like some songs kind of hold up, but like honestly, the majority of the songs that I love are made by black artists. So I'm just gonna throw out some one that I really, really wanted, or actually, this is an artist that I would say you need to look up is Shuggy Otis. Sorry, Shuggy Otis, and it's spelled Shugggie, and then last name Otis. And he has two songs that I fucking love. I found them a couple years ago, and they're amazing. It's called Funk. The first one is called Funky Thithie, Thithee, Funky Thithie, and the other one is Straw.
Funk. Oh no! Are they making fun of somebody with a lisp saying "sissy"?
It's not in the song.
Okay,
I just think it's a weird.
interesting.
I didn't take it as that, but maybe I don't know. And the other song he has is Strawberry Letter 23. It's so good. And then I got to do Atomic Dog by George Clinton. I mean, that's that funk that we had talked about earlier, like in another episode, probably the Blaxploitation episode of Blackula, where a lot of my love for the 70s comes from knowing hip hop from the 90s, because they sampled a lot of that stuff from the 70s. And
Mm-hmm.
so a lot of these songs I only know of because I went back and wanted to find the sample from the hip hop song that I know. So I'm like, yo, I love the hip hop song. Let me find the original. Just like I'm doing with the 70s Confessional. I love horror movies, so I want to see where the shit came from. So that's why I went back to 70s. This is same. It's all I am the same person when music and movies as well. So I'm rambling. I'm gonna give another song. So we did Atomic Dog by George Clinton, and then like fuck. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna do like a Satanical Pandemonium thing here, and I'm just gonna go out on a limb and give one of like the weirder ones. And this is rock. This is white rock, but it's Rainbow is the name of the band, and they have a song called Stargazer. They also the most famous song they're known for is Since You've Been Gone. Since You've Been Gone. That song.
No way.
Yeah, but so they did that, but they also did a song called Stargazer and another song called The Temple of the King. And those two songs, Stargazer and Temple of the King, are like these epic like sword and sorcery songs that you would only hear from the 70s. Like it's like being like if the medieval times had like rock and roll, that would be this. It's so fucking weird, but I love it. But anyway, I mean, I could also go like Heart of Glass by Blondie.
Ooh wee.
Yeah,
Yes. Ooh, Blondie. Anything.
yeah.
You know I'm obsessed with Blondie.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes. Well, yeah. There's that. So because of my mom.
But then you got like the hard rock shit like Iron Man or War Pigs by Black Sabbath. You got and then you got like Carry On My Wayward Son and Dust in the Wind by Kansas. Like if you think of from 1970 to 79, like 1970 they're just coming out of the 60s. So like you get songs like Carry On My Wayward Son. And then at the end of the era, you have like Roxanne by the Police, so it's so different, right? But I fuck a couple more, just a couple more. I would say Ooh Child by the Stair Steps, I'll Be Around by the Spinners, anything Curtis Mayfield, Superfly, Pusher Man, Move On Up, Freddy's Dead, Little Child, Running Wild, The Makings of You. Curtis Mayfield was an absolute fucking genius. You need to listen to anything he's ever put out. So yeah, I'm gonna stop there. Yeah, Ring My Bell, Anita Ward. Okay, that's it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
So
Miguel, thank you for I thank you for going fully unhinged and unzipped because everything you said was worth listening to.
Yeah, Kiara, you literally broke me. I
You
spent
unzipped them.
I spent 3 hours of like last night creating this playlist. So I'm gonna put it together and share it on the Discord. I'll also share it on Twitter, so Kiara can take a look at it. So thank you so much for your question. She also had a question for you, Anthony. She said, if your life depended on it, what characters fit? I love this question. If your life depended on it, what characters fit would you wear from a movie you covered that isn't a cape? Like she got you right off the bat. She's like,
I know.
she knew you were going to
First,
be getting that cape.
like, first of all, how dare you? That's rude as fuck. I thought we were cool. But it's gonna have to be It's gonna have to be Tommy Ross at the prom because it's the closest thing to a suit that I would like to wear. Yeah, the shirt is like really ruffly and I hate that shit, but nobody else has anything I would like to wear. I mean, maybe Tommy Ross when he's in PE wearing those little short shorts, but if I'm going for looks, so I'll wear the suit. Um, but nobody else had anything I wanted to wear except Mama Walde, who had a cape, and the devil from Santanico Pandemonium, who had a capelet. So like they're the only two people who I would really want to dress as. So like I'll take the suit that Tommy Ross has at prom.
But in Torso, they were serving up looks too in Italy.
They were cool, but they were too casual.
Okay. Okay.
It's
I
just
see.
like
I
I
see what
want
you're saying.
like an outfit,
Yeah, 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 yeah. I would say I'm rocking Leatherface's whole fit, the whole fit,
Which one? Which one?
because she does serve up looks, right? No, 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 no. I think I gotta go with my girl Jamie Lee Curtis and that outfit at the end of the movie with the blue suit with the blue shirt and the dark blue
Yeah.
pants. Don't roll your eyes at me,
See,
sir.
no, but see, that's similar in my opinion to Tommy Ross's prom suit. We're just like the blue on blue.
Yeah.
The material's different, but it's still kind of, in my
Oh yeah.
opinion, still kind of similar.
It's all polyester. It'll if you put a match to it, it'll
Uh,
go up in a second.
that's the thing; it's all flammable. You're
Yeah.
not surviving a flame to your clothing. So
That's
yeah,
why they all died at Carrie because they're all wearing polyester. This shit went up
right.
as fuck.
They could have gotten away, but their clothes caught fire and they were done.
Yeah. I would, however, I know Jamie Lee Curtis didn't need to wear a belt. I would have to wear a belt. So thank you, Kiara, for the question. We realized that Anthony is going to be. Who did you say you're going to be again? Doesn't
Tommy
matter.
Ross prom outfit.
Tommy Ross prom outfit, right? Wait, but then that means it's just the outfit. It's not the situation. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, no, no. Just the
How,
look.
how about you? Like, do you have any songs from the decade that you really love?
I do.
Just can't think of one right now.
Um, yeah, I can't. Yeah, so like I
Okay.
love "Ring My Bell" for sure.
Mm.
Um, what's that song? Baby, we can do it. We can do it all night. We can do it, baby. Do it tonight. Yeah, so there's that song.
I want you to
I
know
think.
something.
Mhm.
So when it happens, you're not thrown off guard. That is the intro to the episode right there. Okay.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I won't do it to you again. Um, is that a 70s song or is that a 90s song?
No, I don't think it's 90s. Let me see. I'm looking it up now. It's called Take Your Time by the SOS Band. Oh, that is 1980. Fuck. So, okay, never mind. um, Cheryl Lynn, Got to Be Real. When is that? 1978. Okay. Cheryl Lynn, Got to Be Real. It came out on Soul Train, one of the best performances on Soul Train ever. So, Cheryl Lynn, Got to Be Real. You can play that song at any moment, and I will drop what I'm doing to fully live in that.
Oh yeah. And then Don't Fear the Reaper.
Don't Fear the Reaper, especially if there's some cowbell in there. Ooh, wee,
Need
yeah.
more cowbell.
Mm-mm. I got a fever, and the only prescription is more
More
cowbell.
cowbell.
So, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you, Kiara, for your question once again. And you
Thank
should follow her
you.
on Twitter.
Please do. Everyone that we've spoken about, please follow them.
The next question we have is from our Lord and Savior, Travis Hunter, Dr. Spider God, MD. He's obviously from Podmortem. Everybody's listening knows. He's a great friend, a wonderful person. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
We love Travis so much. We love JP and we love Renee. We have a couple questions from Renee as well coming up later.
Deep friends of the pod.
Yeah. So Travis says, "Hi, Travis from Podmortem here, putting my mass media / journalism degree to good use, asking some hard hitting cues. 1. What did you enjoy most about this project? And 2, can we now agree the 70s was the greatest era of filmmaking? Then he says, "All right, at least not as bad as you might have thought, AJM." So let's start with number one. What did you enjoy most about this project? Anthony, do you want to go first, or would you like me to go first?
Please, yes. Excuse me. I never thought I would ever get to say these words, so I'm very happy to answer this question. Now, the question once again, what did you enjoy most about this project? And I'm not bullshitting you. My favorite thing about this project is the friend I made along the way. Miguel, this was such a fantastic time. I have never ever looked forward to Sundays more because that's when we usually record. I have never looked forward to Sundays more in my life. It's 3 to 4 hours of us just talking a horror movie, and it has just been some of the most fun that I've ever had in my life. And you are definitely the driving force that allowed me to have the confidence to want to do my own thing. So, like, literally, like, we could have been talking about, I feel like we have talked about comics. We have just talked about things and stuff. We just have talked about things that we've seen in our day-to-day life in like Discord or whatever. And every conversation has been totally worthwhile and meaningful. So my favorite thing overall about this project is I got a fucking friend out of it, and he's fucking cool.
Yeah.
And like when he talks bad about my friend, I get a little upset. And so I can tell that this person is somebody who, like, once again, it's the friend I made along the way. It's it, I I didn't know that this was going to happen, but it's the coolest thing that did happen.
Yeah, I mean, I've sent this dude a picture of my toe. So we are friends for life now. And we're going to keep it at that because there's no backstory needed for that. But yeah, first of all, Travis, thank you so much for the question, because like Anthony was saying, we haven't had really an opportunity to say it. But the thing I enjoyed the most was laughing with you, like, and just gaining a friend. Like, podcasting can be lonely, and having someone there with me was great. And then when we realized that it's not just horror movies, like, we vibe on a lot of, like, just on a lot of things in life, you know, like, there's not what, and I'm sure it's going to happen in our friendship, you know, in our years long friendship that's coming, but there's not one thing that you and I have disagreed on. And when we do eventually disagree on something, I will cry and I'll be fine. but yeah, like, we just, like, we click on a lot of things, and it's so much, and it was fun to get that, because that's something I've honestly been looking for my whole life, is somebody, a friend who is into horror as much as I am, and who wants to talk about it as much as I do, and then who's just fucking a dope ass human being. And that's what you are. You're just a great person. You're a great conversationalist. Like, it's so easy, like, doing this podcast, you know, when somebody is easy to talk to and when somebody isn't easy to talk to, and that's fine, because then you just step it up and you kind of bring it out of them. There was none of that with you. Like, I remember our first episode, um Black Christmas, you were nervous about that, right? You could never ever
Very.
tell that you were nervous. Like, you just fucking, you're so charming, you just fucking went into it and just picked it up like nothing, like you'd been doing it forever, you know. And so you know, it just making friends with you, seeing you grow, because you, like I said, you were nervous in the beginning, and now I feel like you're kind of a lot more comfortable, to the point where, you know, something may come out of it, or, you know, something will come
Mm-hmm.
out of it. And so, you know, just seeing that growth has been great. But overall, it's really gaining a friend. It's just getting you in my life as something that I didn't know I needed. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel the exact same way. Also, there's one thing that you do where I can tell I'm talking too much, and like, hey, you're being a little too, you're being a little extra here, and you're like, yeah, okay, cool. So anyway, this question that I had
No, it's just because, like, I can't think of anything to say, and I feel bad. That's not what I'm meaning. That's like,
no, no.
it's like, you know, when you're in a conversation with somebody, and you're like pinging back off of each other, and everything that the other person says is fire, and you want to one up that joke, and then that person finally says something that you're like, fuck, I can't up that. I can't up it. So I just say, Yeah, that's true.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I never thought about that.
Ah, Anthony, come on, man. Fuck. Now I'm
It's
sweating
more
right now.
it's good. It's not bad. It's
Ah,
just like thank you at least for letting me getting to fire off these opinions that like
fuck.
I may not have done otherwise.
Okay. All right. So Travis, our spider god, does have a second question. He says, "Can we now agree that the '70s was the greatest era of film?" This is more of a statement than a question, is how I took it. It says, "Can we now agree that the '70s was the greatest era of filmmaking?" All right, at least not as bad as you thought, AJM. So, what do you have to say to Travis?
I can fully admit it's not as bad as I thought. The white American 70s is exactly as bad as I thought. But in this weird brainwashing way, I made it seem as if that was all of the 70s, but the white American 70s was not all of the 70s. Other people also existed. So it's not as bad as I thought. At the very least, for sure, black people, Mexicans, and Italians, they had it going on. They were doing some fucking good ass work. So the fact that I got to recognize that there are people out here actually producing good things in this era, I was not aware of those things because all I had was a very basic understanding of what the 70s was, and like that understanding that I thought I had was simply restricted to white people in America in the 70s. But once we no longer focus on them, everything else is so fucking fantastic. So it's not the greatest era of filmmaking. We're actually in the greatest era of filmmaking, if I do say so myself. That's my
Wow.
opinion. That I'm saying that's where we are now.
We got an
We're doing
A24 bro over here.
shit. Yeah.
Okay.
So what about yourself though? Do you think it's the greatest era? Do you
Absolutely. Like without a doubt.
this
Like
this
I
bitch?
completely agree with Travis. Like, remember, we didn't do some of like the heavy hitters. Like, we didn't do Alien, we didn't do Jaws, we didn't do Amityville Horror, we didn't do Don't Look Now, we didn't do The Exorcist, like we didn't do um Dawn of the Dead, Suspiria. I already said that. We didn't do like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Or we already did Black Christmas. Like, but like The Omen I've done previously, but like The Omen is another great movie. Like, so these are just like 10 movies that we did, but there's so many
Hmm.
other ones that we could have done. Perhaps even for a round two. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. That's somewhere in the future. But yeah, I love that me and Travis are on the same page here because Halloween is also his most favorite horror movie. I don't know if it's his favorite movie of all time, but I'm pretty sure Halloween is his favorite horror movie. And so like
Hmm. I think so.
we vibe out on that, and I love that. So definitely agree with you. I would never disagree with my Spider God. So there's that. So
You
thank
know what? Fuck the fuck the gods. No.
yeah. So I wouldn't follow him as a religion. It'd be more of like a cult, and I'm okay with that.
Okay, valid.
So Travis, thank you so much. Uh, we really appreciate your friendship and everything that you guys do. Thank you very much.
Hmm.
You have there's no words for how much you guys at Podmortem have changed my life. Like,
Same.
it's ridiculous to say that a podcast has could change your life, but they have changed my life. So
I'm here because of Podmortem.
same,
That's
exactly same.
yeah.
So our next question comes from Ashley Nicole. On Twitter, she's spooky underscore mom 83. And she's also the co host of Dead and Married with her husband, Travis, different Travis.
Hmm.
Um, and they put on a great show. Dead and Married is a great show. You should definitely look them up. Wait, if you're listening to this podcast. Well, we're also going to be releasing this eventually on the live feed, on the free feed. So if you don't check out Dead and Married, they do great stuff. I think for the summer they're doing all the Halloween movies. Sorry, all of the Friday the 13th movies. So all the Jason movies, and they're going one by one throughout the series. So that's awesome. So thank you very much for your question, Ashley. And she asks us, she says, "I love you both tons. Just wanted you to know that. Thank you." Ashley, you appreciate that.
Thank you so much. We love you too. The
Yes,
fuck?
we love you too. So she says, will other specific decades be singled out? And also, two, what episode you two did together are you guys most proud of? So let's start with that question first. What episode
Yeah.
that we both did together are we most proud of? So if you want to go first.
Um, yeah. So the episode that I'm most proud of is Santanico Pandemonium because it has the most views on YouTube. It has 3,500 views, and the other videos that are on YouTube don't have nearly as many.
No,
So
at all.
I'm particularly proud of this because listen, when me and Miguel first got together, our only goal was to have fun. Well, the biggest goal was to have fun. My goal was to get more comfortable talking on mic and to possibly get ready to do my own thing. But the fact that there are so many people who listened that either listened, I don't care why you listened, but just the fact that you did in the episode to me, that, what's the word? Santanico Pandemonium was my favorite that we did, and just the fact that it reflects in viewership, I really appreciate that because this movie had the biggest impact on me, and this has the most numbers. It's very, to me, they correlate. I don't know, just the more fun I have, the more fun other people have. So I just really, really, really enjoyed that. If that makes any kind of sense, Miguel, what about you?
Yeah, definitely. I would say Satanical Pandemonium again because I took a chance on it, and we,
Mm-hmm.
we both took a chance on it, and Anthony loved it. And you're right. I completely forgot about the fact that it has 3,500 views on YouTube when a lot of, like, I have a couple that have like a couple hundred, but really they average in a handful of episodes, handful of watches or
Views.
whatever, or views,
Mm-hmm.
right, on YouTube. And so I don't know what it was about that episode that has really resonated with people, but I'm hoping, that it is resonating with people, and hopefully it'll turn into more viewership and all that sort of stuff. But the thing that I was telling Anthony about is I'm coming up on 1 year anniversary of the show. I don't know exactly when, but I know I started it
Mm-hmm.
late July, early August of 2021. And my whole thing has been, you know what? Within the first year, I'd like to get 4,000 views or 4,000 downloads, right? That's something that I've been
Mm-hmm.
working towards since I started. And we were, slowly getting there. And then, I took a month off to prepare for this episode, and that obviously hurts views, right? Because you're not putting out new content. Um, but then, when me and Anthony got together and we started doing my 70's Confessional, the listens came back up again, and they're doing great. But we weren't getting to that 4 until like this past. I think it was with the Halloween episode when we released that. We got over 4,000 downloads, which is great. I feel great
Mm-hmm.
about that. And then I was like, oh, wait, but also that's not even including the YouTube views on Satanical
Mm-hmm.
Pandemonium. Because if we include that, we're at 7,500, which is way beyond anything I've ever would have dreamt for my podcast, for our podcast, for my Sims Confessional within, the first year. So that really, it just holds a, and yeah, it just, the Satanical Pandemonium episode just holds a big, like a really special place in my heart. And so, because I mean, I was going to say we worked hard on it, but honestly, we work hard on all these fucking episodes. Like the amount of work that goes into creating this episode, or creating this podcast, like you guys don't know. I mean, Podmortem knows, and
You're
Spooky
right.
knows, she knows, right? If anybody knows, Spooky knows what goes into creating a podcast. So that's why that's the one I'm most proud of.
And to me, it's I need, for people who don't do anything like this, I need you to understand. If you did one thing in your life that was great, and 100 people in person showed up to tell you, "Hey, this is amazing. This is great. That's fantastic." That's an amazing feeling on its own. But the fact that something that we did has been listened to, or people make the numbers, manipulate the numbers to make it seem as if it's been listened to over 3,000 times, that's absolutely amazing. So you mean to tell me something that I did, or something that we did, or something that we talked about has been listened to thousands of times? That's a really fantastic feeling. It's just for people who only get like 100 views on something or 200 views on something, I need you to understand that's a lot. Like, of course, you're comparing yourself to people who get thousands and millions of shit.
Yeah.
But like, as a regular person, if 100 people listen to something that you're doing, or 100 people show up to support you, that's a fucking lot. Even 20. Have you ever been in a room with 20 people? Claustrophobic as fuck. It's a lot. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it's very. I thank each and every one of you who do whatever you can do to just, I don't know, to just enjoy what we do, laugh with us, because like I said, the biggest goal for me in working with Miguel was to have fun, and this has been nothing but fun. So if you're having fun with us, I love that for you. I absolutely love that for you, because that's all we wanted.
Yeah. I would say that, you know what? I'm gonna leave it at that. You ended it great. Just leave it at that. Okay. So so once again, Spooky Mom, thank you so much for the question, and we really look forward to listening to Dead and Married, great podcast. Follow them, listen to them, everything that they do. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah. The next question we have came from Renee Hunter Vasquez. We love Renee in this house. She is 1/3 of the
Yes.
Podmortem crew. Absolutely wonderful, special, like amazing woman.
Mm-hmm.
She recently went back and got her associate's degree while also having children and working, full time or whatever. It's like, it's fucking amazing. She's absolutely amazing. We love her. And she said, I've got some questions for the dynamic duo. Thank you, Renee. Anthony, do you want to read any of these, by the way? I feel like I've been, do you want to read some of her questions, or
Nah, you got it. Yeah,
are you sure?
I think you're doing.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I mean, I'll read the first one since I'm on the spot. So no,
No, like I can cut it out, so.
I'm on the spot. He put me on the spot. He
Okay.
put me on the
All
spot.
right. Okay.
He gun to my head. I'm blinking
Do
twice.
it now.
No.
Do it now.
I'm going to read the first question because it's addressed to you. Miguel, what is one film from the 1970s that absolutely everyone should watch? The one that stands out above all the rest as a symbol and a shining example of what this fabulous decade has to offer. Renee, I feel like you're stabbing me directly. You're talking up the 70s while like not addressing me. I see you. Okay.
She knew what she was doing. Thank you, first of all, Renee, for the question. I would absolutely love to answer. I mean, obviously Halloween, right? But that's an easy answer. So I'm gonna say, here's the thing. It's difficult because she says a shining example of what what this fabulous decade has to offer. So for that, what that means to me is that we have to go mainstream, right? Because if you can't, like, you can't be like me and show somebody a multiple maniacs for the first movie that they see, right? Don't do
Okay.
as I do. So um I would say like Suspiria. I can't just choose one, I'm sorry, but like Suspiria, Alien, The Exorcist, Black Christmas. And if you know the person and they're like, maybe they haven't seen a lot of 70s movies, but they're experimental and they've seen other stuff, then absolutely Satanic Pandemonium, number one. Like get some popcorn, get some beers, just
Mhm.
or some wine, whatever you want, and just sit back and just relax and watch that movie. But if they're more of a mainstream person, then yes, or I would say Suspiria is in the same boat as like Satanic Pandemonium as far as weird is concerned. But like mainstream, Alien, The Exorcist, Black Christmas, Halloween, you can't go wrong with any of those movies, right? They're absolutely amazing. Um, yeah, I would say that.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony, did you want to say anything? What do you think?
So if I had to show people what I consider to be like a shining example of what the decade had to offer, um, I think it would probably be Carrie. That would be one of them. Um, yeah, so it would definitely be like out of the movies that we've discussed for sure. So if I knew where you were coming from, definitely multiple maniacs, but like so, somebody brand new to it, I think I would probably show them Texas Chainsaw Massacre because it is so nostalgic. Even if you haven't seen it, you know what other movies that this movie has influenced.
Yeah.
Carrie, I would definitely want to do Carrie. Halloween as well because Halloween, it's like I said, it's a pillar in the horror pantheon. Like you can't not show someone Halloween, especially if they haven't seen it.
Yeah. Um, I just did it again. I didn't. Now you got me second guessing myself. Okay, so Renee's next question is, Anthony, what is your favorite film that Miguel forced you to, I mean, encourage you to watch? She also goes on to say, what have you come to appreciate about the 70s? And also, what were you right about all along in your distaste? That's a good question. So, do you want to start off first? What's your favorite film that I forced you,
Santanico
encouraged
Pandem
you to watch?
encouraged. Definitely Santanico Pandemonium. It's the favorite movie that I've seen throughout this entire series. I literally thank you so much for like bringing this movie in, like making me aware of this movie because it's, I have to say it is one of like the best movies I've ever seen. Just because it like checked so many boxes for me and it was just so good. Like there, if every other movie was bad, if every other movie was bad, this one would make it all worth it.
Mhm.
That's how much I think about this movie. Like I, maybe I'm not speaking to it enough, but like this movie, I truly appreciate the fact that I got to watch it, and I don't know when I would have otherwise. Literally, when would I've seen it?
It does feel special, right? It feels like it's your own secret. Like nobody else knows about it. And so when you watch it,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, fuck, I just unearthed this wonderful movie that nobody talks about. And, you want to bring people into the club, but only people who are going to be cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to have an open mind, right? Like, this is not a
And
Hollywood movie.
you know the thing about that club is I walked into the club fully whatever. I walked in, and you know who I found out was already there? Johnny and Eileen.
That's right. That's right. Johnny and
So
Eileen
the
from Wiki Horror.
yeah, so the fact that these people were already in the club as I had just walked in, it's like, okay, so I'm clearly amongst good company.
Yeah.
So it was, and they also had an appreciation for the movie that like only we have, because as the only people who I've known have seen this movie, we love this movie, we appreciate it,
Yeah.
they love it, they appreciate it, and so it's like, okay, so this is definitely the cool kids club, right? All right.
I would love, oh my God. So, two movies that I would love for a podmortem to discuss is El Esqueleto de la Señora Morales. I would love to
Damn.
hear them do that. And then also Satanic Pandemonium. Absolutely love. Like if I had a way to pay them money to do to do the money, like if you say, listen, Renee, if you come to me and you say for X amount of money, we'll do any movie you want to watch, any movie you want us to listen to. Basically, whore yourself out to me. All right. Let me reel it back here. All I'm saying is, I would love for you to hear you guys talk about it, about those two movies. But I guess the next question is, what have you come to appreciate about the 70s? And also, what were you right about all along? So I guess, what have you come to appreciate about the 70s?
So what I've come to appreciate about the 70s is the style, because up until recently, you could not tell me 70s style was any kind of good. But now that I realize with Blackula and Torso, like, no, 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 no. There was some good style. It's just that the white people who were the focus point didn't know what they were doing.
Mm.
Um, I had showed Miguel a list I have on Amazon about these shirts that I'm going to buy. I showed him these shirts that I'm going to buy pretty soon. And these are all 70s inspired knit shirts. Like, nobody in the movies that we saw throughout this journey wore anything like that, but the people who were actually killing it, they did wear stuff like that.
Mm.
So like because of this movie and being so focused on what's been bad, I have been able to see now what the good was. It wasn't in it. It wasn't in any of the movies that we saw, but the good did exist,
Mm.
and I've been made aware of what's going on. And pretty soon, you will see me dressed in these 70s shirts, and you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you. Trust me, Miguel has seen it.
Yeah, they look dope, and Anthony's gonna look fucking amazing. He's gonna be killing it in it. Um, a question for you. So you said the style of the '70s, and obviously you mean the fashion style. But how do you feel
Hmm.
about like the style of the movies, like the visual representation of how they shot, like the cinematography of the '70s as compared to like other, other genre or not so, other decades? Like, I don't know. I feel like I know you hate Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or no, you've come around to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but there's a couple shots in there that were great. Specifically, there's the one where it's a still shot and the blue van is coming across on the right hand, from the left to the right, and the hitchhiker is following it. That's like a great, beautiful shot. There's also the shot of her walking up, Sally Hardesty walking up to the
Hmm.
house, and it's on the bottom looking up. Obviously, the cinematography in Halloween and what John Carpenter did with the Steadicam. Actually, it was a Panaglide, not a Steadicam, but same thing. With the Panaglide shot of that, like, I don't know, I feel like they were experimenting with shit, and I really, really appreciated that in the '70s.
I will say one thing about that is it is very clear that these people in the 70s had a vision. And what's very clear now is that people are trying to imitate that vision and they can't do it.
Mm.
They cannot do it. Like, excuse me, like with X in particular. X tried to imitate the images that we have seen from the 70s. And granted, they did their own thing beautifully, but they did not imitate successfully what they were trying to imitate. It just looked like a pretty version of the 70s. Like I said, they tried, but they couldn't do it exactly. And I do want to appreciate the 70s because what I can say is that they had vision. And it's a vision that we can't imitate today. And to me, that means something. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Um, yeah, they do. They try to imitate, but it's a cheap imitation a lot of times.
It's an obvious imitation,
Yeah.
honestly. It's even if it's well done, it's like, but I know where you're coming from. Like, I know where your exact inspiration is. It's
Mm.
like, it's not a new take. It's not original. It's like, and no shade to them, but it's like, you just can't imitate that.
Yeah.
You can't.
Okay, and then what were you right about all along in your distaste?
Definitely right about the white American 70s. I had nothing going on. Totally garbage, annoying people. I was totally wrong about black American 70s and just the 70s for people who weren't white Americans. But I was totally right about white Americans in the 70s just being totally annoying, thoughtless, styleless, classless. Whatever word we want to throw in, we could probably fit into the situation.
So we also found out that Anthony, although he purports to not be a lover of
This guy.
all things beautiful, loves everything that looks pretty and hates anything that looks sweaty and ugly and all of that.
Musty.
He wants to be musty. He wants to be surrounded with and enveloped by beauty at all times.
Let me put my diamonds away because
Yeah, yeah.
I don't like how you're talking to me. I
Hey man,
don't only like
it's an aesthetic that you like. Uh,
honestly, they just look like they smell. It looks like they
I mean, they, yes, obviously, like the Hills Have Eyes and like Texas Chainsaw Massacre did not put up the best face on people from the '70s, right? Like they're all sweaty, they're all dirty, they're all, yeah, completely understand why you'd say that. So the next question from Renee is, which I did not appreciate, is fuck Mary Kill, the hitchhiker, the cook, and Leatherface. Again, how dare you? Anthony, do you want to go first, or would you like me to?
I'm down.
Okay.
I'm killing the cook. Fuck you. We have nothing to talk about. I'm fucking the hitchhiker because it seems as if he's not really around too much.
Yeah.
And honestly, he's got the swamp ass, so I know he's wet. So like, I'm good. Yeah,
Oh
like,
my
like
Anthony.
so.
Jesus Christ.
I listen
I'm
as a
hyperventilating right now. Okay.
as a gay man. These are things you look for.
Okay.
So I'm sorry,
No, 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 no.
and I'm definitely gonna marry Leatherface because he not only knows how to catch dinner, he knows how to cook it too. So I love a man who can. I love a person who can cook.
Mm.
And if you're catching dinner too, I'd be stupid not to marry you.
Okay. Um, we are like simpatico. We're eye for eye here. I said the same thing. Killing the cook, because fuck that dude. I mean, he beat Sally with a fucking broom.
Broom.
Disrespectful. Fuck the hitchhiker because I don't want to marry him. Like he's got weird energy.
Mm-hmm.
He's always got a straight razor on him. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
He was sweaty. Like the back of his shirt was all sweaty. Yeah, on a swamp ass scale. And then I guess I'm gonna marry Leatherface, but we're probably gonna divorce after 6 months. Have a dissolve the marriage, and I get to keep the house, and he gets to get the fuck out.
I was gonna say he'd probably kill me for my mouth, but that's fine. I say something too slick and get killed. I'm like, you know what? I get it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you like he was gonna use your mouth after you were dead.
No, he will, but I'm. That's the reason why I'm dying too.
Well, no, because like as you can see, he's very timid with his loved ones or his family members. Like his
It's an
family
act.
members tell him to shut the. It's an act.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can't fool me. As soon as I say something slick, he's cutting my head off, using my head as a sex toy.
And actually, how come there's no black people? How come he doesn't use any black people's skins? Although that's problematic. You know what? Leatherface
Well,
is woke. Like he's like, nah, I can't put a black man's head on my face because that's problematic.
well, because black people aren't going to be in that situation.
Yeah, that's true.
Who's going to the house? What black person is walking into a house
Yeah.
that they're not invited into?
Yeah.
And even then, literally, if a black person is invited somewhere, the host has to come to the door and say, "Hey, come on in," before they know they can walk in there.
Because the door is locked.
Or it's just not open.
Yeah.
So like these white people were like, hello, walking full.
Yeah.
Leatherface attacked because why are you in his house? That's why he attacked.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move on now before you want to change your score on
No, I
60 stuff
won't. No,
because you get agitated.
no, it's saying at 3.5.
Okay.
Like, no, Leatherface was right.
Okay. All right. So then the next question from Renee, the lady of Stairhole Manor, is for Miguel and Anthony. What has been your favorite thing about recording this season together? Go ahead.
I was gonna say I already said it.
Yeah.
The friend I made along the way.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite thing. Nothing else tops that.
I would say the same thing. I would say sharing my love of horror with somebody, and then a friendship spouting out of that. But I talked about it earlier is working with somebody who's willing to change their mind. And it's not that I got my way or anything like that. It's like on some movies, he hated it. Like Hills Have Eyes. Anthony absolutely hated it. And he lets it known. And at the very beginning, he didn't like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And he didn't like multiple maniacs, right? But after thinking about it for a little bit and like some self-reflection or just going over the movies in his mind and maybe giving him another chance, like you changed your mind, and that's so rare. And it just so happened to work out for me in that you like the 70s, but it very well could have been you changed your mind and you gave less rating to a movie, because I could see that happening as well. You could be like, you know what, I thought Halloween was great, but I saw Black Christmas and actually Black Christmas did it better. Something like that. It could have gone
Oh
that way.
yeah, okay.
It could have gone that way, but it didn't, and that's good for me. But I'm saying like somebody who's willing to change their mind when new information is presented or when they've had a chance to reflect on it. It's so rare nowadays that it's refreshing, and it's so fun to talk to somebody like that, you know, because when people are dug in into their opinions, and yeah, we're talking horror movies, but there's also a lot of other things outside of that that we could talk about as well, where this corresponds to that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not It's not a fun person to talk to. So yeah, just obviously the friendship, but outside of that, you know, working with somebody who's or you know, having a show with somebody who is you know, willing to change their mind and have a great discourse on it, like it's absolutely amazing. So I would say that. And then Renee also says, do you want to read this part?
Yeah, the final part.
Yeah.
And flowers for you both. The enthusiasm, knowledge, and humor that you bring to your episodes is deeply appreciated. The chemistry between you two is so special and unique, and I really hope you continue to collaborate with each other. Believe in yourselves because both of you are that bitch, and I'm insanely proud of you both. I love y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Renee. Like
Me,
it brought a tear to my eye.
Miguel showed me that on a random, what was it, Thursday, Wednesday afternoon, and it wasn't a good day. And I saw that and I was like, uh, I, I'm not used to a fave talking to me like that. So I thank you a lot because, like I said, you're my podcast grandparents. Miguel's my podcast dad. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Renee. Like you don't understand how much your messages meant to us, or your message meant to us. It was so nice of you. Like she didn't need to go out of her way to do that. None of you guys needed to
Hmm.
go out of your way to ask us these
None of
questions.
you.
And like I can't tell you how much we both appreciate that. But this is such a great message to receive, and I think I got it on Wednesday, the same day that we were listening to the newest episode of Talk Mortem, which is so much fun. And for if you're listening to this on the free feed, um, Podmortem does do their on their Patreon. They do have Talk Mortems once a month and the Q&A session. So if you think this is fun, their Talk Mortems are like worth like it could be its own pod. I mean, it is its own pod. I cannot say enough how fucking funny they are. Oh man, so great.
Right. It's like if you like $50 bills, how about $100 bills? So it's like that's the best. That's the
Yeah,
best way I can see it.
yeah, exactly. So uh, yeah, it just made me feel real special to get the message from her, and also from Travis. He sent us a message earlier as
Hmm.
well. So thank you so much.
And even JP will randomly tweet like, "Oh, listening to the newest
Yeah,
MHC pod." I'm like, "What the fuck?
yeah, just the
You're
support.
using your ears to listen to these voices? The fuck?" It's. I'm sorry. Like you. Mm,
Yeah, just the
it's
support
fantastic.
that they've showed us is just amazing. So thank you once again, Renee, for your kind words and your questions. And then just to round it up here, our final question comes on Instagram from the Taylor Fox, who does our music. She did our intros for season 1 and season
Yes.
2,
Yes.
and she has a CD dropping hopefully, or an album dropping hopefully pretty soon. They're finalizing the whatever engineering and shit behind the scenes that they need to do. And that's her band's called Great Hags. You can follow her on Twitter at the Taylor Fox. And she asks, "What decade will you do next?" So I guess for everybody who's been asking, like Sheree, as she asked earlier, and a couple other people, as Sophie asked,
Brittany for
Brittany
sure.
asked for sure, and everybody's been asking us. So I guess now we can tell you guys what we're planning on doing. Anthony, did you want to tell everybody?
Okay, so there is going to be a My 2K confessional. This is where I am going to take Miguel through this decade, the 2000s to 2000 through 2000 through two, oh my gosh, 2000 through 2010. We're going to discuss these movies that Miguel claims to hate. However, Miguel has a long list of movies he actually does like from the 2000s.
Mhm.
So, like, we already know he's lying to us. We already know the job is not going to be as difficult as it was for me. So, he claims he doesn't like this 2000s uh, torture porn kind of thing, but we are going to talk about the 2000s movies, and we're going to actually show Miguel that he's wrong. Miguel, what do you think we're going to do?
I think I am going to hate every single part of it. I like.
I can tell you're lying. You're lying. You're bullshitting
I'm
us.
not like. I don't like the remakes. Like, just watch the originals. Like, why do I need to see Paris Hilton in a movie? Like, why? Why do I need to like more blood and more guts doesn't necessarily make a better movie, and in these
Hmm.
cases, a lot of them they don't. Um, and I just don't, I'm not into torture porn very much. Like, I originally like Saw, because there's not the original Saw is great. It's not really a torture porn movie. There's not much to it. There's some messed up scenes in there, but I think it comes with like Saw 2 or Saw 3 and all that, and then Hostel, which I know you have a preference for Hostel 2 and all that. And so I am what I'm gonna do, because this is how you came into it, right? You came
Hmm.
in with an open mind and an open heart, and you got a friend
And an
out there.
open mouth.
An open.
What? No, I'm sorry.
So I will have my mouth lubed. I will have my heart open. I'll have my mind open. And yeah, we're planning on doing it monthly on Discord. So it's going to be
Hmm.
specific to the Discord. And then Anthony, I don't even know what movies we're going to watch. So it's all going to be up to Anthony. And we don't
I,
even
I will.
know.
I will.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, no. I was gonna say what I'm gonna tell you is it's not gonna be like my 70's confessional where we went 1970 to 1979. We are going to start with okay. So Miguel has made it kind of clear that typically movies before 2000 or movies at 2005 and before they're probably pretty okay. But we get into this torture porn area around 2006 and then moving forward, where that's just something that Miguel doesn't vibe with. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with one of those torture porn, torture porn shit movies because we're not going in order. We're starting off with Hostel One, and then because I know what the fuck I'm about, we're talking about Hostel Two from 2007. We're gonna show this man something, and we're gonna make him appreciate that there are torture porn movies that have a story, that have a point, that aren't entirely gratuitous and fucking meant to get weird white men off like other torture porn movies are. So, I'm telling you right now, we're starting off with Hostel 1 and then 2. I know we're going to get off to a good start.
Okay. And then there's also other movies like Ghost Ship. Like, I never even saw. Like, I don't want anything really to do with that.
Do you
Uh,
know about the opening at all?
never saw it. I have
Oh,
no
Miguel.
interest in
Oh,
it whatsoever.
I don't even have a difficult job. Okay. Fucking turn around, bruh. Like you're gonna turn the corner. I know it. I know it.
Okay. Okay. So, and like Anthony was saying, we're not going to do the whole like movie. We might do like, the script where we go line by line, scene by scene through the movie, but sometimes we might just talk about it, and that's
Mm-hmm.
whatever we're deciding that week. It's on the Patreon. So I'm really excited because there's some movies that I've just been like, I'm good. I'm all right. I don't need to watch it. But Anthony like loves these movies, so a lot of these movies. So I'm really interested to see what he's gonna do. Like I said, I'm gonna keep an open mind, lubed up mouth, and we're just
And
gonna
I
have
need
fun.
you all to know if I'm wrong, it will still have been fun to make Miguel watch these movies. Like I already won. Like so, and honestly, if we get to a point where Miguel just does nothing but talk shit, we all won because I want to hear the shit. So
I was,
what?
I think it was Carissa who said, "Has there ever been a movie that Miguel didn't like?" And I think we're about to find out now if there's ever a movie that I didn't like. What? Why do you think? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna save it for the Patreon. I'm gonna save it for the first episode of. Are we calling it my 2K professional? My 2K confessional or my Y2K professional?
I think my 2K because it
Okay.
reminds me of when it was going to be the year 2000. People would say Y2K.
Yeah, my two. Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so my
So
2K
I like it.
confessional.
So yeah, so I'll save it for the first month of my 2K confessional, which will be on the Patreon. We might shoot for next month. But yeah, so look forward to that. And I want to thank everybody for asking, for requesting it, for letting us know that that's something you want from us. Honestly, it's been really just a fun time to like realize that people are enjoying this and are listening and are
hmm
having suggestions and want us to cover this and that. And that feels really nice because never didn't think that was going to happen. Just with when I first started this project, like this was for me a way to have an outlet for this creativity that I had and this stuff that I wanted to do. And so anything after that, like this friendship, the Discord, the Patreon, all that sort of stuff is all extra, right? It was always just about getting an avenue for me to discuss this stuff that I love, and then it's just grown from that, which is amazing. So that's what's up for me, Anthony. What's up for you? What's a project? What's your next project you're working on?
Okay, so I finally decided to pull the trigger, and I am going to be doing my own podcast. I thought I was gonna.
Yay! The crowd goes wild.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, so I thought I was gonna call it my spooky gay podcast with Anthony Jerome, and I was like, no, I don't really like that. So I have decided I'm gonna be doing my own podcast. It's not only just a review of like horror movies; it's gonna be a review of like horror content, and sometimes not even a review, also just a recommendation. Simply because like I have a lot of people who I follow who enjoy things like zombies, but there's a lot of zombie content that we all haven't seen that I think if you say you love zombies, this is something that you should have seen already. So like
Mhm.
I'm going to definitely be recommending stuff, and this is more specific to the people who follow me and the people like who I follow, just so we can get a conversation going about content I think that may not be talked about as much. And this could relate to like all sorts of queer content, black content, Mexican content, any sort of intersection of all of those. Um, but it's going to be called Fuck You Hexed, like the Ariana Grande song Thank You Next.
Yeah,
Fuck You Hexed. That's my inspiration.
yeah. I love that
I
name. I love that so much.
I just
I
I
want
think about
a T-shirt immediately. I want stickers.
it.
I want a logo. I want everything.
I want me on a little broom with the witch hat saying "fuck you, hex,"
Yes.
or in a very old Mexican house, like "fuck you, hex." Like definitely get the brujeria involved, that sort of imagery. So yeah, gonna be
Uh,
talking about all sorts of content relating to like comics, movies, books. Even then, there are gonna be things I don't want to get too in depth into because I would like to give people who listen to what I have to say a chance to watch it, and then we can talk about it later.
so really, you're. This is your podcast. This is your space to talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about in the horror sphere or comics, all that sort
Mm-hmm.
of stuff. And, man, that sounds
spooky
great.
shit, spooky shit, weird shit. I told you a couple times, like, hey, if you have a story that your grandma told you that kept you up at night, tell me because I want to hear it. And also, even something that I say is, I'm all about super specific moments in like media of things that are not horror, like in Pee Wee's Big Adventure when he met Large Marge. Like I love those little moments as well. Like we can talk about that. So I'm down for these scary ass moments in regular times, what have you. I'm all
Mhm.
about it.
And when are you looking to launch?
I'm looking to launch in August, very early August. I've been very fortunate that I have the month of July off work. So like episode one is recorded. Um, some very fantastic artwork has been procured. I don't know how much I can say about that, but I just need you to know if you had anything to fucking do with that, I fucking love you, bitch. So yeah.
Okay. So if you're listening to this on the Patreon, you already love Anthony, so you're going to go and support him when it drops. He's going to be dropping a trailer soon. He let me listen to the intro. The intro is bomb. And then obviously when the podcast drops, y'all follow, you like, you subscribe, you rate 5 stars only. Y'all saw that artwork. It's amazing. That is Anthony in a nutshell. And so we're here to support Anthony in this new endeavor. Like we've all been waiting for Anthony to start a podcast. It's finally here. We all need to jump for joy and thank God that he's blessing us with this. He's blessing our ears with his voice.
All right. Okay. You know what? I appreciate it's a bit much, but thank you so.
You think it's a bit much? I'm restraining myself. We've literally all been asking for this for a very long time, and it's finally here. We can jump for joy. You guys gotta support him as much as you can. He's just one of the dopest dudes out there. He knows his horror shit. You're gonna have a good time. I guarantee it. If you liked any of the episodes that we've done together, all of season 2 was amazing because of Anthony. I guarantee you, anything he put out is gonna be great.
I didn't do anything to deserve those words, but thank you so much.
Hell yeah. So just want to thank you guys all for joining the Discord. If you're listening to this on the free, just a regular Spotify or whatever, if you're interested in joining the Discord, please look us up. It's patreon.com/myhorrorconfessional. The first 6 months of the Patreon, all pledges that I receive will be donated to a women's organization that's leading the charge against the absolute terrible decision to overturn Roe v. Wade that was done. This travesty that was done in this country. So we've last month we donated to Planned Parenthood. This month we have another organization. I don't have it on the top off the top of my head, so I'll be posting that in the Patreon so you can know who we donated to, and then we still got 4 more months of donation. So really looking forward to doing some good with the money that we get from that. So the only reason we're able to do that is because of you guys. So thank you so much, Anthony. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
So I just think it's really funny how the Carter family from The Hills Have Eyes just no.
Shit on him again.
No, I'm all shitted out. I'm empty. I'm a husk of myself. Like I've let it all out. I do just want to say, just thank you to everybody who listened. Thank you to everybody who just like would private message and say like how much fun you had. Not even just private message, but also just public message about what a good time you had, what laughs you had, or maybe even that you learned something. Because honestly, me being associated with people learning something, that's that's a whole fucking thing for me. So and also like I said, my only goal with Miguel here was to have fun. And so the fact that people can say that they learned something or that they just had as much fun as we had, that's it's an indescribable feeling. Fully HP Lovecraft. I can't describe the feelings of greatness and appreciation and love that came towards me. It just thank you all so much for listening. It was fantastic. And honestly, like, once again, let me say the best thing about this was the friend I made along the way. And so it was worth it.
Yeah, and I'll just piggyback on that and say thank you, Anthony, for agreeing to come on this journey. Like, this is, you know, again, like if somebody comes to you and like, hey, I want to change your mind about something, a lot of times like, yeah, no, fuck that. Yeah, I believe what I believe. Leave me alone, and which is fine as well. But you're like, no, I'm going to take a chance on this guy. We haven't talked a lot, and I feel like at the beginning we were like having we were friendly, and we're like just beginning to have a friendship, and at the end of this, we're like, no, we're like friends for life sort of thing, and I want to thank you for that, because without you agreeing to that, we possibly don't become as good friends as we are, or maybe it will take a lot longer, right? And
Mhm.
so yeah, so that thank you for that. Thank you everybody for listening. This is the end of my 70s confessional, but it's just the beginning of other projects that we're going to be working on. And who knows, sometime in the future we might want to return back to this and do a season 2 of my 70s confessional, because we got that goddamn artwork that caused them. I gotta do something with it, right? We gotta do something with that artwork.
Absolutely.
Look out for t-shirts. We're gonna have bumper stickers. We're gonna have notebook. We gotta get with
Keychains,
we gotta get with Megan
coasters,
to see how she
cups.
can turn them into notebooks, all that sort of shit.
So,
Yeah. But once again, thank you so much. It's been just an honor and it's a pleasure. And thank you guys for listening, and signing off.
bye.